Get some new windows, reach out to Mike the Home Builder and his team of professionals at the Home Builders Network. Let me tell you what you will get when Mike takes care of you. Great quality windows, great installation, and great service, all for a fair price. What you won't get is a window company that moves into your house for 3 hours when they come in for the free estimate, pressuring you for the sale. Use someone local, someone you can trust. Go to myhomebuildersnetwork.com.
I'm John Morgan. When people stop me to ask, what's my case worth, here's what I tell them. All law firms are not the same at all. You see, the most important part of anyone's injury case is the firm you hire. The insurance company knows exactly which firms fight for full value and which firms will settle your case for pennies on the dollar. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. $3 billion last year alone. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at FLJobsNow.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb will do that at 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour, it's What'd You Do That's New. We'll go over Ross's Choice, which is Beck's album Morning Phase. And then I have something for you guys to check out as well. 5 o'clock hour, we'll do It's Only Money with our buddy Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. Trivia, and then we'll end it up with Ross Thoughts, Last Call, your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
The comedy alien, Ross Padgett.
It was today in 1930 where Gandhi was like, "Nah" to the British salt tax.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Find us easily on social. Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. You can leave us a talkback easily. We do those all day long. Just get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it. Use that microphone to send it on down the line. And, of course, if you want to watch us live on YouTube, JimColbertLive.com. You can click right through and check us out there. I was actually reading about that today. He walked 200 miles, 300 miles?
200 miles.
Yeah, 200 miles.
I believe that was also a direct quote.
Yeah, the British salt tax.
No.
Yeah, dog.
Dog.
Everybody having a good Tuesday, which is the weird. Is Tuesday the strangest day of the week? Can we say that?
Well, is it the what day?
The strangest day of the week.
Why? How do you classify it as strange?
Okay, it's not halfway there. You're not halfway to the weekend. You're out away from the island that was the weekend before. You have shoved off and you have sailed a full day away from the island that was the weekend before. You can't even see it in your rear view. And yet, I've got 4 more days before the GD weekend. It's the worst day of the week.
It's Monday's ugly sister.
It is the worst day of the week. Tuesday.
Why not Monday?
With the exception of Scott coming in today, it's the worst day of the week.
Why not Monday being worse than Tuesday?
Because here's the thing. I love my job. Because so Sunday night isn't the worst thing ever. I get to rush to work and hang out with you fine people. You buying that?
No.
Okay, well, that's fine. I mean, come on, man.
How can we
I worked
buy
on that
it?
all day.
But if you love your job so much, that makes Monday a treat.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
is Tuesday not also a treat?
Because it's only so much farther. Jack, Monday's in the rear view now. Now I can enjoy the glee of Monday because it's in the rear view. And now, again, a full week of ocean of Wednesdays and Thursdays.
What did Jelly Roll say?
I don't know what he said. It probably was mumbled.
No, it was really good. He said that the windshield is bigger because that's what takes up most of your vision.
Oh, that's right.
And not the rear view.
That's
so
right.
why are we looking in the rear
I'm
view?
not looking in the rear view, buddy. I'm just telling you, Tuesday's the worst day of the week. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're just bringing your negative baggage to Tuesday. I think Tuesday can be the best day of the week.
I didn't get my nap.
All over the studio.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Good Tuesday, everybody. Everybody good?
I've been
solid morning.
Great.
I've been
Tuesdays.
obliterating this Tuesday.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I have to tell you, it got off on a pretty good start, which we'll cover around 4 o'clock. For What'd You Do That's New, because this morning started, well, it should have. I don't, did everybody consume What'd You Do early?
Yes.
Okay, you did as well when you woke up?
First thing I did.
Jack?
Yep.
Okay, same here. So at 5:01
So
a.m.
that's really the shocker.
At 5:01 a.m., you can look at my computer history and see that I tuned in to the Beck album that we'll feature today for What'd You Do at 4 o'clock.
What'd you do with all the free time before the show today?
Oh, God. You ever bought a house, Jack?
Oh, just...
Yeah, here's the thing. Inspections and blah, 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 blah. Got nowhere to live for a month because the times don't line up. You know, fun stuff, buddy. Everything's fine. Thank God we don't have 2 dogs and a lifetime of S to put somewhere while we wait.
Feel no pity for you.
Oh, and by the
None.
way, yeah, I know.
No
Listen, I do
every
not
apartment dweller listening.
I'm not listening. Look,
even our homeless audience.
I promise you, I'm not fishing for sympathy. I promise you that. But listen, short-term rentals, by the way, are a hoot. Have you guys tried that whole thing? Like, if let's say your house had to have a fumigation, right? And it was going to last a couple weeks, a month, whatever the case may be. Have you gone out and tried to find? Now, look, you can find an Airbnb, no problem. You know what the magic toggle switch on the filter of Airbnb that changes the game is?
30 days.
No.
Oh,
no. I can find all you want for that. But there's one toggle switch on the filter that makes it way different. Oh, dog, that's pets.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dog, that's pets.
Yeah.
I mean, Airbnb love you when you're dogless and petless, but guess what? That is not my scenario. I am dog full. I got 2. And when you click that toggle switch, it goes from you have 45 choices to you have no choices. Matter of fact, they're mad at you for asking. They're sending you a bill. They're invoicing you.
Why are you wasting our time?
Anyway, so got that going. But other than that, everything's fine.
Seeing this is just at the time that I cleaned out my mom-in-law's suite.
Hey, there you
Hey,
go.
dude, really?
No.
Did you evict your brother?
I just wanted to give you like hope or something.
Don't do that. Come on.
I just wanted to bring it up that I have what you want.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I'm not
out there. You revel in this. It'll be the only time.
Yeah. This is why I'm bringing it up.
I think that's pretty cool.
I've got this awesome room with a bathroom. Yeah, my brother moved out. He found a place.
I should just show up tomorrow morning with my wife and my suitcase, my 2 dogs. Yo, dude, I'm in need.
You know, but I don't know if you would want to move in.
Why not?
I forgot to bring this up. I called the cops on my neighbors.
Did
What?
you? Whoa, dude.
Yeah, I know. Narc-ass bitch.
Oh,
When? What
wow.
happened?
Is this the little fence guy?
No, not the little fence guy.
Okay, good. I want to make sure that's good because we thought we were cool with him.
Yeah.
You guys aren't exactly pals. You aren't going camping or anything.
Well, I mean, he did build a little fence
Right.
after Ross inadvertently cut part of his yard, I think. And if anything says get off my yard, it's a little fence.
This isn't the neighbor that you really want to be best friends with, and you let their dogs out, and every encounter has been nothing but awkward.
The tequila neighbor?
So, no. I've never really brought this neighbor south
really?
behind me.
Feels like a guy who parks in his yard.
I've got 2 houses behind me, and one of them used to be the coolest family with this awesome lab, and then they moved out. And then this other family came in, and things it was sketch.
How sketch?
Just arguments, yelling.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Loud.
Like, does it feel alcohol and or drug induced?
Yes. Splashing a kid means I'm calling 911.
Wow, really,
Well,
dude?
actually, it was really my wife, because I was over here like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. People get in arguments all the time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there was a threshold, let's just say, that was broken and or slapped.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
And I thought I heard that, and
Wow.
that's when I was like, all right, we got to get police here.
Wow. Now, do you know they showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. How long were they there?
The police?
Yes.
I don't know how long they were there. I just, periodically went outside to my back porch to see or hear if it was still going.
Sure.
And then the last time I did was that I heard a radio.
Right, yeah,
And then once I heard a radio, I was like, my job is done.
My job here, my work here is complete.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right, yeah.
I've never had to do, well, I called code enforcement on a neighbor, but never a cop, I don't think.
Yeah, we know.
No.
Yeah.
Jack, you ever call a cop on a neighbor?
I did, yes. Well, I didn't know it was a neighbor, maybe suspected a little bit, but I saw this toddler walking up the block.
This just happened a while ago. This happened since the
About
show.
a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago or so. A toddler, I'm like, I'm talking to one neighbor, and we see this little kid coming up the block. Hey, kid, how you doing?
You think they have a code for that? You're like, oh, cops have a code for like theft or murder. Is there a code for random child?
Wandering toddler.
Bolo. It's usually Bolo, right?
Well, that's be on the lookout.
Yeah. So if they have that description.
And before the cops arrived, the, I guess, assumed dad or the responsible adult
Or
came
the payee.
walking around the corner looking for the child.
Hey, Dennis. There he is. You get out again. A kid figured out the gate pretty quick. Dennis, come here. Got a gun in his diaper, tucked in the back.
Then I realized it was the same house that once flew a political flag that said "F your feelings."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Good,
Right,
good,
that guy.
good.
Those guys always wind up sobbing in the back of cop cars.
That's the good.
That's tough to. You ever had to call a cop on somebody?
Yes, and I had actually when I lived in Eatonville, I actually had the rep is like, oh, she'll call. So they would come over and say, hey, my neighbors across the street, her boyfriend and brother were fighting, and she came over just to say everything's cool.
Right.
Please don't call the cops. I'm like, all right, I won't.
And then
No.
Oh, you didn't? You didn't really?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because that's basically what they're saying is, hey, they're fighting it out. Don't call the cops. We have a bedroom full of cocaine and weed. And what we don't need is a sniffy cop around the house.
Well, let me tell you what, the other night, standing outside, beautiful Mount Dora, talking to the neighbor, when all of a sudden, pop, 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 pop. Yeah, in the street behind us.
Get out of here.
I wish I could. Pop, 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 pop.
In Mount Dora?
In Mount Dora. In fact, my next door neighbor told me that a couple of weeks ago there were some gunshots in a parking lot that's way too close to both of our homes for comfort.
And the rise in gang activity in Mount Dora coincides with Jimmy saying he's thinking about moving there.
No, stop. That's when they clear out, buddy. I'd have a phone dedicated to call the cops on the neighbors. I would buy a separate cell phone package. This is my neighbor cop phone. And I would have it on the front door, and everybody would have access to it.
Jimmy would just have to say, hey, Siri, and Siri would go, yeah, I know.
We know.
I'm dialing.
Who is it this time, old man?
You really think you would Gran Torino Mount Dora?
I would never grant. Look, man, I am
Can
not
you
that bold.
imagine?
I got too much to live for. I don't get up in that business. I'm smarter than that.
Somebody just
Not a
texted
chance.
us at 77031 and said Seminole's code for unattended kids is Signal 78.
Is it really?
So if you've got a Signal 78, you're talking about that toddler with the gun in the
Look,
diaper.
the fact that there is one, the fact that there's a code for just a random found child.
Well,
Just
I mean,
a lot of
it
numbers,
happens.
Jim. You can have a code for anything.
Just wandering children.
Isn't a code 3 a hit and run?
I don't know.
Or is
Is
that
it really?
Signal
I
5?
don't- here's the one I do know because
But that's when you use when you're dating. You know, when you're just hooking up. It's a
Oh, code
yeah,
3.
the only
it's
one
a
I know
Signal
is
3.
only one I know is 5150,
What's that?
which is I think crazy, like insane asylum or something, right? Or something crazy.
Yeah,
or-
insane, and that's
Yeah,
what
criminal.
Van Halen used for the first album with Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 5150 is the code for that. That's the only reason I know that. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Miss Deborah, do you have some news for us?
Learn something new
I know,
every
isn't that
day.
great?
This is a story, y'all. A Boeing whistleblower is found dead.
This is crazy. By the way, if you ever want to, if you would like this seedling of how wonderful U.S. conspiracy theories start, this is the
it.
seedling.
This is it. Closer to home, Stephen Stearns faces 60 new charges in Madeline Soto's disappearance and death case. We'll let you guess which one he isn't facing. And then we're going to take a look at the Oscars TV ratings. So we'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Carlos, you've never looked at a cat and just wanted to rub your face in it?
Now I've done that.
All right.
Now we're talking about specific cats.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
There's a bit of commotion to watch out for on I-4. Authorities are clearing up an accident westbound approaching State Road 434. The shoulder's blocked there. There's still commotion on Sand Lake Road. Authorities are clearing up an accident eastbound approaching Orange Blossom Trail. And traveling on I-4, you could expect your regular delays before US 27 and approaching Sand Lake Road. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Bonus savings on top brands and better sleep are all the buzz at Mattress Firm's Friends and Family sale. Hurry in to save up to $700 with your extra discount. You'll even get a free adjustable base on select beds. Plus, if you see a lower price, Mattress Firm will match it. Restrictions apply.
I can't believe it's already March, and before you know it, Florida's intense summer will be here. Look, this weekend we're supposed to be close to 90, right? And if you're tired of watching the sun bleach your upholstery and make the inside of your home feel like a sauna, replace your old windows with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen windows are built with their exclusive Fibrex material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl and features the most energy-efficient glass they've ever offered. Plus, Renewal by Andersen windows are 4.5 inches thick, and that means less noise and better utility bills. No more lost AC during those brutal summer months. Renewal by Andersen products are backed by some of the strongest warranties you will find, and they're even transferable if you sell your home. They're locally owned and operated, and everything is made in the USA. Get started now during the month of March. Buy one window and or patio door and get 140% off. Plus, no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit RBAFLA.com for details. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at FLJobsNow.com.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0 down and 0% financing for 12 months on any fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
International Diamond Center invites you to step into a world of elegance and luxury as we roll out the red carpet for the world's 2 largest bridal designers this weekend. Tacori and Viraggio are here. with their entire collections. Exceptional handcrafted rings made with intricate detail and craftsmanship. See the entire collection from Tokori. Exquisite handcrafted rings from true artisans in California. And here from New York, see all the latest from Veragio. Unique, distinctive, and personalized. Find the ring of your dreams and enjoy 2 years zero-interest financing. Plus, at this event, when you buy any Tokori or Veragio ring, IDC will give you a $500 gift card. Buy the matching wedding band and get a $1,000 gift card. Don't miss this spectacular event featuring the most exclusive designers in bridal, and let IDC's experts help you match up the most perfect diamond for the ring you'll fall in love with. It's happening this Friday through Sunday, exclusively at International Diamond Center. All 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
Hello, America. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you don't have Consumer Cellular yet, now is the perfect time to switch and save. For a limited time, new customers can get wireless service for as low as $15 a month for your first year. Yep, the same exact nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for $15 a month for an entire year. What are you waiting for? Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and use code RADIO15.
See consumercellular.com/firstyear15 for promotional details.
If you love sports and scandal, then join me, ESPN broadcaster Jay Harris, each week for Playing Dirty Sports Scandals, the newest podcast from executive producer Dan Patrick. From current scandals like MMA champ Cain Velasquez's armed car chase to historic shockers like the biggest Little League cheat, Playing Dirty Sports Scandals doesn't shy away from dark details and always packs a punch. Never miss the dirt, people. Listen to Playing Dirty Sports Scandals on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah, at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I went for a run one morning at about 6 o'clock in the morning and stepped outside of my house. And there were 2 kids about 7 or 8 years old in their dress and underwear with a picture frame saying Mommy and Daddy. And it was a generic picture with nobody in it that was a real person. And I had to call the cops for them. And that was crazy. It wound up being the kids from a house a couple houses down.
Wow.
How sad.
It is sad.
But what a neat way to find out that the 2 picture frame models live a couple houses away.
Yeah, that's true.
What are the chances? I like it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
And Woke News, as always, brought to you by that wonderful man, that mortgage guy, Don. Okay, and intelligence officials are going to brief House lawmakers on TikTok today. The briefing comes ahead of a highly anticipated floor vote tomorrow that could ultimately ban the popular social media app in the U.S. The legislation would force Chinese company ByteDance to sell to an American owner in an attempt to address national security concerns or face a ban on U.S. app stores. Lawmakers are concerned the app gives the Chinese government sweeping access to American user ID, or user data, rather. President Biden said that he would sign the bill into law. More than 170 million TikTok users saw notifications last Thursday urging them to complain to their House representative about the bill.
If anybody is going to take advantage of America's data, it's going to be America.
It's going to be us.
Exactly.
Amen. Yeah, I got bad news for you, buddy.
That's modern day patriotism.
It is gone.
All right. A former Boeing employee who raised concerns about production standards at the company has been found dead. John Barnett worked for Boeing for 32 years, giving evidence recently as part of a whistleblower lawsuit against the company. The coroner in Charleston County, South Carolina, says he died Saturday from, quote, a self-inflicted, end quote, wound in his truck. Barnett had alleged in the lawsuit that some workers were fitting substandard parts to aircrafts on the assembly line, with some removed from scrap bins to avoid delays.
I'd like to recommend a second, third, and fourth opinion on cause of death.
No doubt. And, this has been one of the biggest issues that I've seen regarding Boeing being asked about these recent incidents, everything from the door plug flying off, is the fact that there's this real, I guess, environment of retaliation if you say anything at Boeing.
Boy, can you imagine? I mean, how many billions of dollars is up for grabs? I saw today when I tuned into a number of the websites. These are the words. That's it. Boeing is in trouble.
Oh, they are. This is the worst trouble I've seen them in decades.
I mean, they just 2 days ago when you were talking about this yesterday, when that plane dropped and hurt those people in that plane, the ones that weren't strapped in.
Yeah, the Dreamliner 777. They said it plunged like a roller coaster. 50 people. They said it was like The Exorcist, got yanked out of their seats and hit their head on the ceiling of the plane. It plunged so quickly.
And the pilot said, like out loud to somebody, "This is it got out of my controller." It's this control thing that we've been talking about since that initial crash, where it doesn't know how to readjust and just keeps diving, and it can't be overridden.
That was the Max jets.
The Max,
this one is like the Max 9.
This is the 9, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, Haiti's prime minister is stepping down because of the chaos as gangs take over in the streets.
Bravo, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Former North Miami Mayor Philippe Bien-Aime says things are getting worse by the hour, says people don't have food and water. Miami-Dade's mayor has sent a letter to President Biden requesting a multi-agency briefing to coordinate among federal agencies since the county has a significant Haitian community. Daniela Levine Cavo wants to discuss pressing issues like international airport closures, food and water shortages, and the U.S. Southern Command plan to mobilize support for the Haitian National Police. All right. The state attorney's office today filed 60 new criminal charges against Stephen Stearns, the, quote, prime suspect, end quote, in the disappearance and death of Madeline Soto, the 13-year-old girl whose body was found in Osceola County after she was missing for a week. Stearns has not yet been charged for Soto's death as of today, which is interesting, right? 60 new charges. They're just being so thorough and careful with this investigation.
They want to make sure they can get a first degree on it, I'm sure. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're just trying to figure out exactly what they have so they can make sure that when they take it to court, it's an absolute open and shut for what they're looking for. First, second, whatever the case may be.
And even if he weren't going to get, say, the death penalty in her murder, if he is eventually charged with her death, the child sex abuse material they have found on his phone, because it happened when she was 11, makes him eligible for the death penalty on its own. And I believe there are 11 separate charges for that age. So exactly. He remains in custody at the Osceola County Jail after he was arrested February 28th on unrelated charges after he voluntarily turned his phone over to law enforcement during the search for his girlfriend's daughter. He will be arraigned on the charges on April 2nd and apparently was once again a no-show in court this last Saturday. And this part really frosts my flakes, where his attorney asked the judge not to read the charges out loud. If you're going to commit the crime, then what's the problem, man?
I got bad news for you.
What's the problem?
I can imagine the judge going, okay.
So, and isn't there a point where they have to be forced to show up? I don't know. The Florida Department of Education is getting ready to create new regulations designed to provide more oversight of charter schools. The agency released a notice earlier today saying a portion of the new rule will incorporate a bill signed by Governor Ron DeSantis last year. The measure would develop a standard monitoring tool for charter schools, right? Right now, it kind of seems like the Wild West.
That's been needed for a while.
Yep. The proposed system would be used to conduct annual reviews of schools, including their finances.
Yeah, curriculum, finances, staff, to make sure the people working there are qualified to work there. It just seems like the bare minimum you should have when you're handing out, taxpayer money for people to go there.
Yeah. Well, a workshop to discuss the issue is scheduled to take place in about 2 weeks. All right, a fight over a controversial education law here in Florida has come to an end. The state reached a settlement this week in a lawsuit over the parental rights in education law, which has been dubbed by critics as the Don't Say Gay bill. The measure, passed in 2022, restricted discussions of gender identity and sexual orientation through third grade. The agreement clarifies the legislation, saying it only restricts these topics in an instructional setting. This doesn't include references to the LGBTQ plus community or class participation. The State Department of Education expected to send out a memo to all school districts as part of the deal.
Gay people exist. They have. They will. Get over it.
Ross for governor. Wait. This next one it's going to frost somebody's flakes, but don't kill the messenger here. The NAACP wants black student athletes to reconsider if they're thinking of enrolling in a predominantly white institution here in Florida. The organization yesterday sent a letter to NCAA President Charlie Baker. NAACP leaders are protesting the state's law requiring schools to dismantle DEI policies. They write that Governor Ron DeSantis has waged war on Black America, and he has made no effort to conceal his administration's devaluation of Black America. They say their recommendation is not about politics, though. Instead, they say it's about the protection of our community, the progression of our culture, your education, and your future. The State University System Board of Governors accuses the NAACP of a left-wing political attack. A spokesperson says the four-year graduation rate for black students here in Florida is above the national average. All right, another story that we had followed. I'm a little bit shocked considering the level of the crime, but a former employee of the Jacksonville Jaguars will spend more than 6 years behind bars.
That's all?
That's it.
Didn't he steal like $20 million?
Yeah, Amit Patel pleaded guilty to wire fraud after stealing more than $20 million from the franchise over 3 years. He spent most of that money.
See, hold on, I'm 56. I'll be out at 62. I mean, with interest, that 20 is going to wind up being like maybe another, give me another 5 on top of that, right?
How much does the amount matter, though? At a certain point, it's a certain level of crime. Is there any difference between a $2 million theft and a $20 million?
I think it has to be relative to who you're stealing it from.
That's what I'm thinking.
What position does that put the company in? I mean, because it obviously hasn't bankrupted the Jaguars. I mean, or Jaguars.
Thank you.
But also, because sometimes they may say, "Oh, you also have to repay."
Yeah.
There's supposed to be restitution for sure.
So for the rest of his life, his paycheck is garnered.
That's funny. He goes, "Yeah, I can pay this restitution because the interest on the money I stole from you will be coming around in about 5 years, so no problem."
Well, he spent.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you interest on that.
I think DraftKings has it all.
Yeah, they did because he spent most of the money on gambling in private jets. A judge sentenced him to federal prison earlier today while ordering to pay back the money he took from the Jags. Patel will also participate in substance abuse, mental health programs, and attend Gamblers Anonymous meetings.
Thank God that DraftKings and all those other gambling institutions pay for those billboards, right?
Yeah, those disclaimers work.
Yeah, those disclaimers really work. And boy, do they live up to that, huh? That's why I asked. I mean, do they have any bounty in this simply because if somebody who doesn't spend $20 million with you is not known as an international baller that goes to Macau or goes here and gambles, I mean, that's perfectly fine. Like every rando rolls up and spends $20 million over the period of, a couple years? No.
Jack, you asked the question, does the money matter? I would say yes in the sense of in the outcome. In my instance, when I hear of stories like this, the more money they stole, the less justice they face.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? When if someone steals $100,000 cash, you're going to get more than 6 years.
Right. If it's some mom trying to pay her mortgage off, she's going down.
Yeah. It's going to be a different outcome.
This guy will see you in a little bit.
He probably got great lawyers.
Questions Orange County has about One Pulse Foundation's finances may go unanswered. Mm-hmm. The county comptroller's office announced yesterday it's no longer requesting records about the foundation's spending, which makes no sense to me.
I bet it does make a little sense.
The county first asked One Pulse to turn over the records in November to see how it spent tourist development tax money. The records were never submitted, though, and the comptroller's office says with One Pulse dissolved, there's no one to compile the records. A Pulse nightclub shooting survivor tells Channel 9 the county has failed them by not pursuing the issue.
I think this, man, nothing. Go ahead.
Maybe One Pulse is just the length of time that the foundation was going to exist for.
Man, there is, you read about that thing, there is so much stink around that. It is, and I know that Sentinel has somebody on it for a while. I hope she stays on there and does more digging.
Sure.
Because this even adds more mystery to it, in my opinion.
Because it doesn't
so
seem
much
like
money just floating around. Nobody's answers. Nobody knows where the comptroller does. Oh, well, it's dissolved now. What do we care? I don't know, man.
Orlando's plans to add more land aren't sitting well with Orange County. The city commission yesterday voted to incorporate over 6,000 acres between Alafaya Trail and State Road 528. The land is part of Tavistock's Sunbridge development that could include thousands of homes. Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer supports the annexation. He says the state has allowed counties to develop mini cities and unincorporated areas. A lawyer for Orange County says they're surprised and concerned about the proposed annexation. Dyer tells the Orlando Sentinel city and county officials will meet to find a resolution.
Big chunk of that Mormon land out there is where that's going, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Well, this is Alafaya Trail and State Road 528. That's the Four Corners area, which is West Orange County.
They mentioned that part of that Sunbridge, if you look at it on a map, though, is also a big swath next to that Mormon land out there, which I didn't think they were
wow. Look at that. Green space. Let's build.
Yeah.
All right. A man has a life-altering injury after a gator attack in Lake County. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says a 9-foot gator bit off his hand Sunday while he was fishing in Leesburg at Pembroke Fairways.
He's trying to catch me catfish.
Now we have to call him Chubbs.
A witness tells Fox 35 the man was reeling in a fish and may have been trying to unhook it when the gator apparently tried to get the fish away from him, and don't know if he got the fish, but he got his hand. The man was airlifted to an Orlando hospital. No word on his condition, but a trapper was called and the gator was killed.
I heard that if you read the story all the way through, it says that this guy was like running through the neighborhood or walking through the neighborhood holding his hand and moaning in great pain and was bleeding everywhere. And then just somebody randomly rolled out of the neighborhood, looked at him and goes, "It got his hand."
Well, don't worry, sir. I'll get his eye.
He got his hand.
All right, SpaceX is gearing up for another launch in Brevard County. The company planning to send another batch of Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit from the Kennedy Space Center tomorrow night. Liftoff is scheduled at 7:29 p.m. on Wednesday. Be pretty cool. Be the last few minutes of daylight before the sun sets. A similar launch was conducted on Sunday night.
We're so jaded with the rocket launches. Didn't one go up last night or the night before?
Sunday.
My wife and I are sitting on the couch Sunday night, and we're sitting on the couch. All I have to do is walk 8 feet to see it. I was like, there it goes.
I did walk that 8 feet.
Did you?
Daughter's boyfriend, wife in the kitchen.
Didn't care.
Rocket launch? Nope.
I'm watching it on TV.
None of them.
I'm watching it on TV. Like I have bad seats at the arena, and I'm watching the show I just paid for on the big screen.
Yeah.
Well, remember Apollo 13, the country was like, oh, yeah, we've got more astronauts in space. It wasn't until Houston we have a problem that people were like, what? There's a crash?
Right.
I think this is actually, I think Deb's right. This is our second time of getting tired of space travel.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you're tired of space travel, maybe going by train will make you more excited because another Brightline station is in the works. And yes, this time it's going to be in Cocoa.
Bravo. About time.
Brightline executives and the city of Cocoa are ready to move forward with negotiations for the station. It'll be located near State Road 528 and US 1. Cocoa Mayor Michael Blake confirmed to Fox 35 in a statement. News of the Cocoa station comes about a week after Brightline officially announced a new trace station would be coming to Florida's Treasure Coast in Stewart. The Stewart station marks the 7th in Florida. Cocoa would be the 8th. And, of course, they're still looking to set up a route to Tampa.
Definitely need that. Now, that's great if you are in Brevard and you want to go to OIA.
Or you want to go see a launch and you don't want to sit on the 528 for the hours and hours and hours it will take you to get there or after.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
And when you think about it, it makes visiting the Kennedy Space Center, so easy. Maybe going to the beaches.
And also for Brevard to travel south.
Exactly. And come into Orlando.
Nothing near the port yet, though, right?
This would be it.
Would be the closest to it.
Yeah, Cocoa is going to be as close as you're getting.
This would be great to go see the launches, but it is more than 8 feet, right?
Shut up, Ross. I hate it when he makes a good point, but he does it often.
All right, we talked about this yesterday when we did our recap of the Oscars, about that weird moment with Al Pacino, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Al Pacino's quick presentation at the Oscars for Best Picture was, quote, a choice by the producers, end quote.
Al Pacino looked like a guy that used to be the best boxing trainer ever.
Well, that's what the actor said in a statement issued Monday through a representative. So if you didn't see it on Sunday night, there was confusion after the Godfather star seemed to reveal the winner in a casual way without announcing each nominee, like how it's normally done. After pointing out that, quote, 10 wonderful films were nominated, end quote, he said, quote, my eyes see Oppenheimer. Pacino said in a statement that the Academy Awards producers chose to highlight the Best Picture nominees throughout the night, rather than all at once before announcing the winner. He added that he wanted to make this statement to acknowledge, quote, that being nominated is a huge milestone in one's life and to not be fully recognized is offensive and hurtful, end quote.
God.
Unfortunately, Pacino's the one wearing that,
right?
Not the producers.
I hope everybody makes it through their day. It's the worst thing that could possibly happen to them. I hope everything's fine.
I ended up watching a lot of the Oscars. I think I watched all of the Oscars last night. I thought that was so delightful.
Pretty good show,
what
right?
What a dandy little treat that was.
Yeah. Well,
the bits were great.
Yeah.
DeVito was great. Schwarzenegger was great. Mulaney's bit was fire.
Yes.
A lot of comedy riddled throughout that entire award show.
And I am a fan of Jimmy Kimmel as host, but he gets a lot of heat, but I think every host gets a lot of heat.
I think you have to get a little bit.
Well, I mean, first of all, I guess, years ago, I saw on Twitter today people saying, years ago, conservatives said Robert Downey Jr. was a drug addict who shouldn't do movies anymore. But now they're upset because Jimmy Kimmel made a joke about his past drug use.
And that was my least favorite joke because I just thought it was a little awkward. Like, everyone's heard that.
I like the John Cena bit because, I mean, isn't that everyone's nightmare is to
see a naked ripped dude on their stage? Yeah, it is. You're 100% right. It is my complete nightmare to, at any point near me, see a naked ripped dude.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, it turns out a lot of us enjoyed the Oscars because the 96th Annual Academy Awards presentation hit a 4-year high for television viewership.
Cool.
Oscars 2024 reached an estimated 19.5 million people.
Damn, that's really good for that show.
That's 4% more than last year.
Jack, how much of that do you attribute to the early starting time?
A little bit.
Yeah?
I think also the Barbie Oppenheimer hype led into that as well.
Exactly.
It was a good year for movies. They made a huge comeback.
They did, but the numbers haven't returned to pre-pandemic levels yet. So before 2018, the televised ceremony never dipped below what?
25 million.
Okay. Jimmy, you want to take a guess?
18.
Okay.
20 mil.
Points, how much did you say?
I'm Jack.
You're Jack.
25.
Points, Jack. It's 30 million.
Oh, really?
It never dipped below 30 million prior to 2018.
Wow.
That checks out because now look at the last 6 years. Internet.
Yeah. In 2014,
streaming.
Nearly 44 million households watched.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The low water mark is 2021 when fewer than 10 million TVs were tuned into the Oscars.
2021, that's the early part of that year.
That would be after COVID.
That's 2020.
I think it was still
There's
in
no
COVID.
audience.
What with the movies?
Right.
Yeah, no audience.
No theaters. You couldn't go see a movie.
All right. Kimmel's doing it from his laundry room.
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. This is the new most popular sport in high school. And it's very interesting. I'll tell you what that is next. Hang loose.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio. At 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast on this Tuesday, and we're in for another beautiful day across Central Florida. Plan for afternoon highs to climb into the upper 70s and low 80s with a forecast high of 80 degrees in Orlando. We'll expect plenty of sunshine. However, a few stray showers for our Wednesday, a 20% chance of those will help to increase cloud cover with a high of 82 tomorrow, low 90s for the weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
$5 finger-licking deals are back at your local KFC. Choose from 3 delicious options. A 2-piece meal with a drum, thigh, and buttery biscuit side. An 8-piece chicken nuggets or 2 chicken little sandwiches. Only available at select participating locations, not online. Tax extra, it's finger-licking good.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Anyone you know that's had LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you it's the best thing they ever did. But more importantly, they're going to add they probably should have done it way sooner. Quality of life gets just gets better immediately. That's exactly what happened for my father-in-law, who waited way too long. Eyes were terrible, contacts, glasses over and over, losing them, scratching them, costing him money every single month. And listen, all he had to do was make that decision. What are you waiting for? The Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations. Find out what these guys can do for you. Just text 1041 to 868686. Start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. They have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. They have the experience you want and the equipment. It's the latest state-of-the-art technology. And if finances is a concern, don't worry there either. 24-month interest-free financing is available. Simply text 1041 to 868686. Get rid of those bad eyes. Find out what a free LASIK consultation can do for you at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
April 26th through 28th, downtown Leesburg. Progressive presents Leesburg Bike Fest 2024 with musical performances by Low Cash, Sugar Ray, Austin Snow, all on the Budweiser stage, with homegrown rockers on the Gator Harley stage. Brought to you by Discover Lake and Budweiser. Get more info at LeesburgBikeFest.com.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations, like 24/7 comedy.
They were really donut holes. The bag would be empty.
When you need to laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
Should we call someone? I'm like, no, that's his face.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit floridashistoriccoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
407-916-1041. That's how you call the show. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah, hello.
Also, we have Ross.
That's true.
What'd you do that's new at the top of the hour? We'll go over Ross's choice. We'll review that, and then I'll tell you guys what I have for you as we move on through the week. A little later in the program, some prizes to give away. Also, It's Only Money with our buddy Scott Brown. Fun stuff. Your calls, texts, all your talkbacks, they're all here. So, what do you think the fastest growing high school sport is?
Pickleball.
It is not pickleball. That is a great guess, by the way, and perfectly logical, but not the answer. Volleyball is not the answer either.
Ultimate Frisbee.
It is not. Let me give you some numbers here real quick. In 1990, I can't do that because that may give it away a little bit. Let's just say it's seen a 60% increase in participation over the last year, just 1 year.
Golf.
No, golf is not the answer.
Disc golf?
Not disc golf.
Cross country.
Not cross country. By the way, more schools have added this sport because actually not every school had this sport.
Lacrosse.
Not lacrosse.
Fencing.
Wiffle ball.
That's going to be a little bit of a twinge there. The one I just said, that little hint there was a little twisty. I'll just give you a heads up.
Field hockey.
Well, no, because he emphasized.
Uh-huh. Who goes to high school, guys?
High schoolers.
Oh, social media. TikToking.
No, that's funny. Girls and boys go to high school.
Yeah, dating.
Yeah.
Bowling. Speed dating.
No. Girls wrestling is the fastest growing high school sport out there. Why you laugh? Why are you laughing?
Nothing. Just keep
No.
going.
Why are you laughing? That's funny.
I'm curious.
No.
Why are you laughing?
Why was that funny? Because here's the thing. Girls wrestling, for a while, the reason this is funny to me, and the reason I pulled the story is this. My son wrestled for Lake Howell High School. And I remember specifically that we went to a tournament once, and it was up in North Florida, and he had to wrestle a female that was on the boys' team, right? Because the school did not have a girls' team at the time. So if you wanted to wrestle and you're a girl, you had to beat boys to wrestle with the boys. You had to wrestle your way onto the team, no differently than anyone else did. They didn't look at it. And I'll have to tell you, the environment was magical for those kids. It really was. Those coaches did not pull any punches. They did not treat them any differently.
Good.
They held them to the same standards, and these girls were tough as nails. Not one of these boys wanted to wrestle this girl. She was about 132 pounds, if I remember right, and mean, like holler mean.
I just touched my first boob and it sucked me.
Oh, yeah. Just deep in the woods mean. And nobody wanted to wrestle her because she had earned her way on that team. And my son came up to me and he sees her and he walks up and he goes, "You know that team's got a girl on it, right?" I go, "Yeah." And I said, "What's her weight class?" He says, "I don't know, but it's close." It was close to his weight class.
Right.
And he goes, he comes over and he goes, "Hey." And I said, "What's up?" And he goes, "I don't have to wrestle her." And I said, "Are you sad?" He goes, "No, I'm not sad. I did not want." Because here's the thing: if you win, you've pinned a girl, and if you lose, you got beat by a girl. For the boys, that's how they look at it. But let me tell you what: it was gaining popularity when he was in school. This was 10 years ago. They had a girls team 10 years ago. It has seen a massive increase.
That's awesome.
I think it's really cool as well. They said that girls go to these wrestling matches and they support the other girls who wrestle as well. So it's like it's the fastest growing high school sport in this country, sanctioned by a surging number of states and bolstered by a movement of medal-winning female wrestlers. Parents and male-dominated ranks of coaches, administrators saw it as a necessity and a matter of equality. So they institute these programs in these schools that never had them, and they didn't do it before because they thought, well, what girl's going to wrestle? Well, the world is different now. The girls aren't necessarily walking around trying to look like their favorite, teen queen anymore. They're just a little bit more independent, maybe a little bit more willing to kind of blend that and not really worry about that anymore. They want challenges sometimes, and this is one they thought.
So, question.
Yes.
Women's wrestling.
Yes.
Is it in the Olympics?
I do not know if it is or not, boss. I don't know. I know that female boxing used to be in the Olympics for a while. Last year alone, it shot up 60%, the biggest increase for the sport in decades. The number of girls in high school wrestling quintupled to 50,000 participants nationwide last year.
2004.
What about it?
That's when the Olympics first began, women's freestyle wrestling.
I'll be damned. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, very cool. But I when I saw that today, I actually kind of got a little smile. And then you see things like Caitlin Clark happening, and you see women getting the sports headlines, which is a rarity. Usually for a woman to get a sports headline, if it's not like a tennis star or something like that. And I'll give you a good example. Just here recently, a young lady got to play on a PGA Tour event, and the whole thing was her making it onto the boys' tour kind of thing. But in reality, nobody said, well, you know how difficult it is to do that. Instead of getting, it was more of a freak show than it was an accomplishment, and I hated it. And I like the fact that girls are willing to take the chance now to challenge themselves with different sports.
What's next? Like women voting, women with credit cards.
Stop.
Will they be allowed to drive?
No, but have you ever seen a female wrestling match? Have you ever checked one out?
Only in the Olympics.
Yeah, only in Olympics. Yeah, it's so much fun because girls are so competitive. I mean, they're so much fun to watch play sports.
That's all you really need at the end of the day.
What's that?
Is elite competition.
Yeah.
As long as you are looking at the top 1% of that competition, you're going to be entertained. Human beings have been celebrating excellence since forever, gladiator days. That's how this whole thing works. When you are good and great at your performance or whatever activity, task, competition that is,
right,
people tend to watch.
Right. And one of the things they say here that I find very interesting about this story is whether it be golf or baseball or tennis, football, soccer, whatever the case may be, chances are if sports are in a school or in your home, maybe your parents played a sport. Because I believe that if you look at the numbers, if parents didn't play a sport in school or as a recreation, they usually don't pass that on to their kids. What they're saying here is with the new generation of girls that are wrestling, it will multiply because those kids will turn into parents. And then when they have children that are girls who are thinking about a sport, they will now consider wrestling and be able to coach them no different than I could go out in the backyard and teach my kid how to throw a ball or hit a golf ball or kick a soccer ball, It's going to be a generational change in the way that these girls look at athletics. I think it's very cool. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. What'd you do that's news next here on The Jim Colbert Show?
In 4 days, the News Junkies Just Okay 8, presented by Mills Air and JustCallMo.com. This Saturday at the Plaza Live. Get your tickets now at realradio.fm/JustOK.
Drivers can expect heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon, both east and westbound between US 27 and the 429, as well as between the Beach Line and 535. Accident activity blocks the eastbound right lane on Sand Lake Road at OBT. Another crash with roadblock reported in Kissimmee on 192 at Point Siena Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
Tools Ace Hardware has you covered. Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware is everything you need to get ready for spring. These guys are the absolute best. And here's the deal, man. They carry the best brands and grills out there. Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, Napoleon. Also have pizza ovens from Uni and Gosney. Outdoor furniture from Pollywood. This stuff is unbelievable. It's gorgeous. It's built so well, never fades. And they even have service techs specializing in grills for any repair or warranty issue as well. Get free assembly and local delivery on any backyard purchase, $3.99 up. And even better, Tools Ace Hardware has 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida. Chances are you're near one now, including that brand new store up in Hamlin. You can also shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup and delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
McDonald's McCafe iced coffee wakes you up like the perfect song. The 100% Arabica beans get your head nodding. Yeah, then the cream drops like a smooth bass line. Add some ice to chill it down, and some French vanilla flavor. There you go. Or change it up and go with caramel. Either way, it's a stone cold classic. Start your day with $1.49 McCafe iced coffee, available during breakfast hours only. Music to my ears. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. My day just flows better when I make my first stop McDonald's. I can choose 2 faves and save big when I bundle a savory sausage McMuffin or flaky sausage biscuit with crispy hash browns for breakfast for $2.79. Or I can make Mickey D's my last stop. Lunch, dinner, a late night snack perhaps, when I bundle a crispy McChicken or juicy McDouble with delicious small fries for only $3.69. Now my day is made the tastiest way when I bundle and save at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid with product served.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at faswd.com. That's faswd.com.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
International Diamond Center invites you to step into a world of elegance and luxury as we roll out the red carpet for the world's 2 largest bridal designers this weekend. Tacori and Verragio are here with their entire collections. Exceptional handcrafted rings made with intricate detail and craftsmanship. See the entire collection from Tacori. Exquisite handcrafted rings from true artisans in California. And here from New York, see all the latest from Verragio. Unique, distinctive, and personalized. Find the ring of your dreams and enjoy 2 years zero-interest financing. Plus, at this event, when you buy any Tacori or Verragio ring, IDC will give you a $500 gift card. Buy the matching wedding band and get a $1,000 gift card. Don't miss this spectacular event featuring the most exclusive designers in bridal, and let IDC's experts help you match up the most perfect diamond for the ring you'll fall in love with. It's happening this Friday through Sunday, exclusively at International Diamond Center. All 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Oh yeah, the Cocoa Stop sounds great until they jack the prices from $50 up to $150 one way. And I go down to Miami for $100 both ways on off times, unless there's a big event.
Boom. He's got it figured out. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
Talking about the new proposed Bright Line stop in Cocoa, but just assuming, they're going to make it more expensive.
Yeah. Look, man, once they start this, I mean, it's going to be addictive to them, I hope, and they're just going to build this web of trains where you can kind of hop on a train and, man, I just want to go to Tampa. I mean, if you can just give me to Tampa in an hour and 15 minutes and back, 20 minutes or so.
That's the one I'd be interested in.
I'd love that. Tampa would be wonderful.
Well, and to that gentleman's point, you know, my mom and I were looking to take Brightline to Miami for Taylor Swift. It's like over $300 in one way.
Yeah, bet your ass.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they do surge pricing?
Yeah, they do.
But it's weird because we looked at that before, and I went down, like I found a Bad Bunny show, and I looked at the prices the weekend of the Bad Bunny show, and it didn't seem to jump that much. Now, again, he's not Taylor Swift, but he's a gigantic act, is he not?
I think all of his fans are already there.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point, Jack. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Let's do what you do that's new.
What you do that's new. What you do that's new.
Hey!
If they only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Clausman Law.
That's right, Clausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law. Let's try that again. KLAUSMAN Law.com. Office is right there in Winter Park. 407-917-1718. Car crash call Clausman. We'll talk to Glenn on Thursday, by the way. Sending a big get well out for our friend Fritz, who wrote that song for us. He's, I guess, a little chest cold or something, not feeling well, so we want him to get better. I saw it on Facebook today. Love Fritzy. Everybody wants Fritz to be healthy and fine.
Oh, yeah. He's like a
freshly married, sweet young man.
I know. He's an effervescence.
All right, what'd you do that's new? Every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, we'll go around the room. One of the members of the show will choose something to show to the other members, watch, read, or listen to. We'll do that, and then we'll come back and talk about that, and then move on to the next member. It is Ross's turn, and then we'll find out what I have to offer for you guys here in 1 second. Ross?
So I went with Morning Phase, which is the name of the album that created by Beck back in 2014. And I'm just now remembering, as I was getting ready for the segment, it won Album of the Year, Best Engineered Album, Non-Classical, and Best Rock Album at the Grammy Awards. This album, as soon as it won best album, I started listening, did some research, found out that this album was actually made specifically for the morning, for people to wake up to, for people to start their day to, hopefully some random boring Tuesday might have like a 5% increase in serotonin because maybe you actually, you started off your day to a soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I know I really enjoyed it when I first found out about this back in 2014. And then just like the last couple of months since December, I think, I started doing it like once every week, every 12 days. Still have been. Did it this morning alongside with you guys. Listening to the album is what I specifically meant. And I'm curious. Did this kickstart your day off like I thought it could have?
Let me ask you a question before we get into it. Did you actually read that he wrote this for that very purpose, for like to kind of bring the day on? Was there an interview you saw where he discussed what the inspiration was for this?
I want to say so. Back in like 2014 that I heard or read that this was specifically made for the morning. I'll be honest with you, I haven't double researched that in 10 plus years.
Yeah,
maybe that's just a lie that I convinced myself of.
I did read, and these are songs you actually, you mourn death.
Really?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay,
but anyway,
all right.
Because it would be really
I was in
odd.
their hook, line, and sinker.
There's a fake curveball for you, Ross.
I sold it too well. My apologies. We can move forward. I loved it. There was only one track that I didn't care for in the entire album. I think it was the third or fourth from the bottom. I can't memorize them, of course. I can't remember my kid's name, much less a Beck album.
And it's just perfect background morning music to me. It's not something that you put on the record player and then stare at the speaker as you soak in every lyric and meaning.
Right.
It's you put it on your Bluetooth and just have a cup of coffee, have that playing in the background, and see if you smile like 15% more as you appreciate that oak tree in your backyard that you haven't looked at in a very long time.
Pretty far removed from his normal kind of vibe, I thought.
Yes.
Very lo-fi. I don't know. I mean, it didn't hit me as an album of the year because a lot of the songs kind of mimicked each other, and it felt like they used the same kind of instruments over and over. There wasn't a lot of, moving around. But this was a different voice for him as well.
Yeah.
Like, it was more of a kind of, not a folk thing, but more of a tony kind of thing, or tonal thing, I should say, but very, very listenable, I would say. It did not peak or dive at any moment. It was always pretty much the same vibe for me.
It's never going to distract you from the morning. Yeah. I think hopefully it just enhances it.
Perfectly named, I would say.
Yeah, so when I woke up, I remembered that we had to do that, which I was concerned about not remembering that we had to do because I only had one morning to get it right. And I woke up where I didn't want to get out of bed yet, and I'm like, okay, that's probably a good start to this. So that first song, I was just eyes shut listening.
What time in the morning was this?
This was 7:15.
Gotcha.
I slept in.
So lazy. Anyway, go ahead.
I slept in.
I can look past that.
And I could not understand one word.
Good. That's fine.
No. That is a normal thing listening to music with me. I've always had a hard time following lyrics. I don't know if it has to do with the tinnitus or high-end hearing loss. But I had coffee by the second song. Could understand that one a little better, and then I brought up the lyrics to follow the rest of it, and it was like I kind of used it in place of my daily meditation, just kind of chilling to that, and then by the fifth song, Jeter got up, and so I took him outside, and then it was on to the kitchen, just getting stuff done as I kind of tailed off and listened to the rest of the album. I enjoyed it. I was a bit surprised to hear Album of the Year.
Yeah.
But, I don't know what the competition was, but, I enjoyed it without a doubt. And it was all brand new to me. Every song was brand new, new to me.
This sounds like something that would be playing in a candle store in St. Augustine.
Yeah, it was mellow.
Yeah, very mellow. What'd you think, Deb?
I liked it too. I think for me, it would work great on a Saturday when there isn't a schedule, and I'm not looking at the clock and going, okay, am I on time?
Right.
With everything I have to do. So I could also see it being when you're doing like my miniature work, that highly tense because everything is so small and you want to lose your mind. This would be the perfect soundtrack because it would keep your heart rate low, keep you from, throwing everything across the room. For a work day, it was kind of difficult because it kept trying to mellow me out, and my insides are like, no.
Yeah,
it's Tuesday,
right, you're
not
up.
Saturday.
Right, you just got up.
You have work to do.
But what'd you have to do? Just like stuff around the house?
No. I mean, but I have to. Ask Jimmy. You can keep your watch to me. I walk in at 1:29 or 1:30 every single day.
Today, I was actually mentally noting. It's like, man, every day it's the exact same time. And when you have like the drive like you do, that it's precision.
And by the way, I usually don't like listening to music while I do anything else. Like, I'm dead serious. Occasionally, I'll listen to music while I'm hitting balls or I'm practicing, just so that just for some just cause. But usually if I'm reading, I will never have anything in the background that has lyrics. Where there's people talking. And this wasn't that difficult. Now, it did start getting on me about like that song where I kind of flipped through. I was like, okay, this is starting to kind of annoy me a little bit. I'm trying to read and concentrate on something, and there's still somebody talking. It didn't matter what it was. But I skipped through the song that I didn't care for. I went right to the next song. There's only 2 left after that, I think. And I was like, oh, right back into it. Perfectly fine.
What about cleaning?
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd be,
No, but you say you don't like listening to music doing other things. What about I like having music on when I'm cleaning.
Okay, cleaning to me is, I understand. I meant work-related stuff. Like if it's during the week, like because that was kind of on the back of what Deb was saying. If you wake up and you have a schedule that you'd like to adhere to, it wouldn't have mattered what the music was. It would have been.
Well, if you have to put your focus, see, cleaning you can do without really a lot of thought.
Yeah.
But if you have to put your focus on something, I have to do it with the radio all the time. Lower it and bring it back up and lower it just to be able to. understand.
I got to tell you where I'm going to try it. I'm road tripping. Of course, I'm leaving Thursday morning to go do my thing, and I think I'm going because I'm leaving a little bit earlier. I'm going to listen to at least half of it on the way out because driving music like that.
Oh, that would be good.
So it's good for traffic because of the stress levels in traffic. That music just kind of you can't get mad during
It's
it.
very, very mellow. It's as soft, I think, as a rock album can get. It's weird to even call it a rock album.
Yeah, I did that. When you said rock album, I was like, that is not a rock and roll album. I mean, I get it, but
I guess because of the artist. But I thought it was. I'm happy though that you guys enjoyed it. I'm happy that you guys got to experience it because I have started my day off like that probably roughly like 72 times.
Buddy, listen, anything that I haven't been exposed to, I like, and thank you very much for the recommendation. I appreciate it very much. Good job.
Beck,
all right.
Morning Phase. Wake up to it.
Yeah, check it out. And by the way, you can just get it on YouTube. I mean, that's where I listen to it on YouTube.
Me too, and the link is at Jim Colbert Live.
That's where I got mine.
Very nice. All right, here's what I have for you guys.
Aww.
No, it's good.
Okay,
you're gonna love it. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 2 seconds, and it's a comic that I stumbled across with my son. Now the funny thing is I'd seen clips from this guy on social, right? But I'd never. It's like, wow, I don't think he has a special or anything because he hasn't like hit that level yet. And my son and I were playing golf the other day, and he says, and we talk about videos and stuff. We happen to be waiting on another foursome, so we were kind of just chatting during them. And he goes, and he was watching videos, and I heard the guy's voice. I was like, who is that? And he goes, oh, God, do you know who this guy is? And I said, I know his face and I know some of the jokes, but I don't know who it is. He goes, this guy kills me. He's so funny. I try to find everything that I can find of him.
I'm going to take a guess. Stavros.
It's not Stavros.
All right, that was my guess.
Quinn Dale is the guy's name. Quinn Dale. Now, his name is spelled, I think, D-A-H-L-E, but he spells it just Dale, D-A-L-E. If you do that, you can see it. It's a 10-minute video. He was featured on John Lovett's comedy special. It's his 10 minutes on that special. And I'll tell you what's happening with Shane Gillis and a couple other guys. They're starting to kind of crack that egg of that hypersensitivity kind of thing that we went through, that cancel culture kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
They're starting to finally chip that egg from the inside to break that thing open. And this guy tackles semi-sensitive stuff like that with a very funny kind of take. And I think you guys are going to really like it. It's fun. It's a little edgy. His delivery is so clownish that the material kind of almost combats what he's doing on stage, but it throws you for some loops and you get some surprise punchlines I think you're going to enjoy.
All right.
10 minutes, Quinn Dale, new guy out there. Go check it out. And I think you'll enjoy that for what you do that's new. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Got the big job fair coming up tomorrow. Jack will be out there, and we have been featuring some special people. Last week, we had a special guest in as well, and we will have another one in here in just 1 second. Corporal Casey Ginnett joins us. She's a recruiting unit officer for OPD. She's up next. Or he's up next. They're up next.
Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com.
Bye.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at heavy traffic in the usual spots on I-4 in the Orlando area, there is a crash causing stop-and-go delays near downtown. The crash is blocking the westbound left lane on the interstate at Princeton Street. If you happen to see any other traffic problems this afternoon in the Orlando area, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Man, it's warm out today. Going to be warm this weekend, but right after that, like next Monday, Tuesday, another cold front where the highs are going to be in the high 60s. That is the roller coaster ride that is Central Florida weather. Is your AC ready for it? Is it ready for what we know is going to be another brutal summer? Well, if it's not, you got to get with my friends over at Mills Air. Get that preventive maintenance plan to make sure that your AC is ready to go at all times. And here's the best part. You don't have to worry about what kind of AC you have. It does not matter. Mills Air can repair them all. When you see their van rolling down your driveway, know that you are in good shape. sleep. Your AC is going to be fine. When you call on it this summer, when it's brutal, it's going to come through for you every time. 30-plus years of experience in making sure that you stay nice and cool. Not to mention, these guys are Carrier factory authorized dealers. Why is that important? Because if you do need a new unit, these guys can get up to $1,275 in rebates for you for that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule your appointment. Do it now before it gets so busy you can't get in there. 407-277-1159. Make your appointment online at millsair.com.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'm John Morgan. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately, 24/7. Our investigators, legal staff, and over 900 lawyers work together to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. Insurance companies know who we are, and now you know it too. This firm was built for greatness. This firm was built for you. Injured? Call your army. We're ready to roll. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Are allergies holding you back? Take control with Aspire Allergy and Sinus, your one-stop solution for a breath of fresh air. Our expert team offers comprehensive allergy testing and cutting-edge treatments so you can enjoy life without the hassles of sneezing and sniffles. Say goodbye to allergy and sinus struggles and hello to a healthier, happier you. Go to AspireAllergy.com today to ditch those temporary fixes and schedule your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Sunnyside Electric.
Oh, hi. I'm worried about my electrical panel.
For static electricity problems involving your cat, press 1.
No, my electric panel.
For all other inquiries, press 2.
Don't even have a cat.
Fine. What's your problem then?
My electric panel, it's making sort of a humming noise.
Impossible. If your panel is working normally, it should be silent.
I know. That's why...
Have you tried using those noise-cancelling headphones?
What?
Then you won't hear the humming.
How does that help?
It'll get you off my back.
This would never happen with Frank Gay.
But you didn't call Frank Gay.
No, but I'm calling them now.
When you have an electrical problem, you need help now. A helpful operator to guide you, qualified electricians to diagnose and repair your electric panel and keep it safe and functional. That's the Frank Gay way.
Wish I'd called Frank Gay in the first place.
Sorry, can't hear you. I'm wearing my noise-cancelling headphones.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
You call that a precision stop?
When a rookie stunt driver, just give me a shot, meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all.
Come on, focus.
They'll soon find out that behind the wheel of the Nissan Rogue, with the power of VC turbo and the most fuel-efficient gas-powered engine in its class, watch this, the protege can become a master. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Woo! Level up your drive with 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue. Shop the Nissan sales event. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Auto Pacific segmentation excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city 34 highway to 30 city 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. For well-qualified buyers, 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on new 2023 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 60 months financing at $1,748 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 4/1/24.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 24/7 comedy.
Men don't settle down. We surrender.
Women, we never express the emotions we're actually feeling, right? I'm fine means I'm about to stab you in the neck.
Clips from today's top comedians and the greatest of all time.
Donut hole. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
When you need a laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
You can actually change the station.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. If you want to leave a talkback, you can do that. Go to the iHeartRadio app. Get that little microphone when you go to Real Radio and use it. Send it on down the line. We'll play it on the air for you. Make you a superstar immediately. You'll be the hit of the bowling alley that night, I promise.
Everyone will know your name.
I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hey.
And so is Ross.
I'll pass a drug test.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate that. Florida Jobs Fair now is tomorrow. Jack, you're going to be there.
I will.
Chopping it up with these guys, having a good time, trying to get some people some jobs. 12 to 4, right there at the Orlando Science Center.
That's right. Yeah, and it's over 70 recruiters. A lot of opportunity is there for you. And I know we had one of the wardens from Coleman on last week.
Yeah.
That was interesting. But also OPD is hiring. Matter of fact, what I found out talking to the officers last time they were here, they are always hiring. There is, OPD is pretty big. You know, so there's a lot of opportunity with the Orlando Police Department, and that's what we're going to find out about.
Let's do it. Let's welcome our guest, Corporal Casey Jennett. She is a recruiting officer, and her supervisor, Sergeant Marius Gideon. Big hand!
Yay!
Love your cookies. Look at these smiling superstars. Don't arrest me. I'm just joking. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing fantastic.
Very good. Well, we're doing good, man. I mean, we got great weather right before it gets too brutal out there. And so you guys do these Florida job fairs. Jack said you guys are always looking for people. It's kind of weird. The weird thing is I don't know that many people look at the police work as a job where you can go, well, I guess I'm just going to go apply here. It seems like a much more convoluted and drawn out process to become an officer. Is that accurate, inaccurate?
Well, it used to be a long, drawn-out process, but we've gotten so efficient over the years. Now it's you put in an application, and we look to see what academy is nearby, and we work as fast as the academy is approaching.
Right.
And also, it also depends, too, if you are a person that's coming from a different agency, because we're also a lateral transfer agency as well.
Right.
So if you're coming from another agency, we could also get you in there a little quick as well. So it really depends on what the applicant is. Is it a is it like a new person that needs to go to a police academy, or is it someone that's already sworn and they're going for the lateral transfer thing?
And are all these jobs only just officers, or are there other positions at OPD that you guys are also filling as well?
So we are only hiring just for
officers, right?
Correct. But we also have positions within the city of Orlando in which anyone can go to orlando.gov and go to jobs, and they'll see that. So orlando.gov/jobs.
Got it.
But yes, we're only hiring for police.
So if someone has always thought, I've always thought that would be a fascinating career, I would love to help my community, keep them safe. What kind of attributes for the perfect candidate are you looking for, so that someone who's listening maybe never thought that they would be a perfect fit with the Orlando Police Department, but will decide that they're going to come and meet you guys tomorrow at the Orlando Science Center?
We look for someone who wants to, generally serve the public, wants to help people, kind of has that in them. It's kind of a calling, and someone who is outgoing, not afraid to talk to people, and someone who's in good shape, pretty good shape, We need some fit people.
What kind of 5K time are we talking? Sub 30?
Yes, for sure.
I love that.
Oh, damn it. I'm out.
Yeah, no,
Quick to the
she
answer.
she wouldn't even look me in the eyes when she said you need to be physically fit. She was like, I'm going to look elsewhere in the room.
So as you guys can reflect back on your recruiting experience, and then now you are seasoned officers doing your thing, can you look back and say, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, or it was as tough as, or I shouldn't say bad, it's as tough as it was going to be, or is it a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be? Do you have a reflection like that?
Well, it's been a long time since I started. I've been on almost 21 years.
Damn.
What?
Yes. She
looks like she's 21.
I know.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I enjoyed the police academy. I was, young. I was super fit back then. So I enjoyed it, and I thought it was great. It was tough, but it needed to be tough. It's a tough job, but overall, I think it was about what I expected it to be, and it's been enjoyable and rewarding over the years.
Well, how long is the police academy? Because I only know from those documentary series of movies with Steve Guttenberg.
Right, yeah. Bobcat Goldthwait.
I love them.
How long is it, and what does that rookie coming in? What are they going to face in the police academy?
We're talking about a boot camp experience.
Yeah,
We're
is
talking
it
about-
anything like the movies?
It's similar. You need to be a little bit louder than Hooks from the movie.
Yeah.
You
You did a good job.
A little more outgoing. See, I'm older than you
I
think.
like that.
See? 'Cause I know the movie.
She got the Hooks reference. I love it.
Yeah, it's similar. It's like a boot camp. You do some classroom. It's 5 months, first of all. You do some classroom type things, practical things, high liability driving, firearms, obviously, first aid. You have a test every week, and then at the end of every day, you're going to do physical activity like defensive tactics and the physical training. So every day, at the end of the day, you're going to get sweaty.
Because isn't that one of the hardest aspects of police work is that you can literally go from 0 to 60?
Absolutely. You could be eating your lunch, and then you could be running after somebody and jumping a fence. So, yeah, you need to be prepared.
Or doing CPR on a baby.
Right.
Seriously.
It's the gamut.
Casey Jeanette here along with Marius getting their recruiters for Orlando Police Department. They'll be out tomorrow at the Orlando Science Center, maybe hiring you. You never know. Ross, question?
All right. From the top rope, not the most high intelligent question, but I always wanted to ask. You just said sweaty. I always see police officers, bulletproof vest. They look like they have like 8 layers on. You guys have a cooling device? How do you guys deal with that?
Yeah, seriously, in Florida with a bulletproof vest, you're wearing a long sleeve black nylon shirt. How do you guys keep your cool?
It is very hot. I'm wearing an inner vest, but now the officers who are on the street have an outer vest. It's an outer carrier, so it is a little cooler than what I'm wearing. You don't wear this outfit every day. So we've come a long way, but yeah, you're hot. It's hot, but it's the best material that it can be now. Things like that.
Light as possible.
Is that vest because you were coming to see us? You were a little concerned
I knew you were
about
shady.
us? Yeah.
She looked right at you, Jack.
Good
She
call.
looked right
She came
at
up the
you.
stairway and she said 2 words, stab threat.
Every time I saw like a police officer on a motorcycle, I'm like, all right, cool, Mad Max vibes, kind of intimidating. But then I look down at their boots and I'm like, oh, you guys must be pruning from the kneecap down. You guys must have Zordon Power Ranger boss. It's pruning. It's prune city.
There's nothing comfortable about it. I'm not gonna lie, but you just get used to it.
So
all right.
When people come into the recruiting, then they start talking to you, and you start interacting, like first interaction, why do you want to be an officer type thing? What's the number one thing that's said? Like, from men, from women, whatever the case may be, what's the number one thing they ask you or they want to know about when they come and ask you questions about being an officer for Orlando?
Well, many of them are just want to know the experience. Like, what does it take to be a police officer? And the qualifications, like, do I meet the minimum qualifications? So a lot of the questions, sometimes it varies, but for the most part, they just want to know, like, hey, how can I get from point A to point B? And eventually getting on with the department.
High school education?
So we're a department that you can come in with just a high school education. It used to be where, of course, a college degree was a requirement, but we've learned over the years that sometimes even a person with a master's degree, they don't cut it out on the street. So we look for real world experience. And sometimes someone with just a high school diploma has that real world experience that we're looking for.
Do you guys get I mean, I know this because my daughter was in the military, and, you get a lot of people who look at that as a life changer for them, right? Maybe things didn't go as well as they wanted up until they were 19, 20 years old, and they figure, entering the military will kind of straighten them out a little bit, get them a kick in the ass as they move forward. Do you guys get people that do that, like in their life? They're like, maybe they had a tumultuous childhood, maybe they just grew up in the wrong neighborhood, and they felt like just motivated, almost compelled to join the force simply to make a change in their community. You guys get a lot of that?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We get a lot of folks that just want to make a change. Some of them have joined the military and some of them have not. I'm one of those that actually joined the military and came already with the military experience when I joined 12 years ago. But you don't have to join the military in order for you to start here. I mean, of course, this is a calling. This is one of those things that you are going to get the experience, kind of similar to the military.
Yeah.
You're going to have that brotherhood experience too with your squad mates and so on and so forth. So we do get a lot of that. But for the most part, this is one of those game-changing, life-changing experiences.
Sure.
Because, of course, you're going to go through the 5-month academy. You're going to build bonds from there. You're eventually going to go through our orientation process and eventually get on a squad on the street and build relationships there as well.
That's got to be crazy. Like your first night out doing that's got to be nuts. We're here with Casey Jeanette and Marius Gideon. They're from Orlando Police Department, and they'll be tomorrow at the Florida Jobs Fair, 12 to 4 at the Orlando Science Center. Jack will be there. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. Ross?
Okay, so another question, not coming from the smartest spot. Your jobs are unbelievably serious. Now, I've been pursuing comedy for almost 15 years. In the world of comedy, sometimes saying or doing the wrong thing in certain situations is the funniest part. My question to you guys is that once everything is taken care of and everyone is safe, have you guys ever had to hold back laughter over how just insane the situation is in front of you?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you wouldn't believe the things that we see in this job. So we get a little.
Tell us.
Yeah.
Come on.
We'll turn the
Give
mics
us
off.
a juicy story. We won't tell anybody.
We need it.
Well, I just think that's kind of an important question. I know it sounds silly on the surface, but like people forget all the time that police officers are human beings. And it's very easy just to gloss over that, no, there's a ton of humanity behind that badge. They're just at work. So just reminding people that they do laugh, that police officers do feel, they understand the situation.
They tuck in kids.
They're living in the now. That I don't know. I've always thought that would be the case because you guys are walking into some wild situations that you kind of have to bite down on a tongue and go like, I'll laugh after work.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of funny stuff. Sometimes you can't help but laugh, but yeah, there's a time and a place to try to save it for later.
See, she's remembering, but she can't share.
So you've been 21 years, 12 years for you?
Going on 12. Yes.
So with that said, I mean, when you look back on your career, like what's the best part of this, of being a cop? I mean, was it what you thought it was going in? And like, in other words, when you went into the academy and you became an officer, right? Like maybe you went in and you wanted to be like this, city hero kind of thing. Does that match up to what it really was for you and what it is now? Is that what your experience was? Was it exactly what you thought it would be?
I don't think I had a clue what I was getting into, to be honest. But it's been rewarding, and it's been probably more than I hoped it would be. And I definitely have loved my career most times, and I liked it better than I thought I would.
This is the low point right now. I get it.
Everybody
says it. Don't worry about it. Everybody says it. Yeah, you got a question.
No, it's been a good career.
Yeah, and for me, it's a little different because, again, I'm coming with the military experience. So prior to that, I was a banker. I did that for 7 years.
What?
And, of course, going to college and taking criminal justice classes and eventually joining the military, I was a military police officer. So learning the skills there is really what gauged the experience to go and take the jump to doing it civilian law enforcement.
Wow.
But again, everyone is going to come with different experience. And we hire people that have zero anything in network security or any of those fields that actually match a police officer's job. And they can just come in just with a banking experience or whatever it is, a regular 9 to 5, and then they can learn how to do this job because we're going to train them.
Yeah, because I mean, I would think that one of your skill sets, one of your superpowers is just reading people, kind of figuring out the vibe of human beings as they're in front of you and getting an idea. This person, what they're saying is matching up with their body language and stuff like that. You probably have a little radar for that, I'm sure. Debbie, you got a question for these guys?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, there's no better real-world experience than being a banker and see people sweat when they're trying to get money, realize they don't have no money. want you to
arguing
give
about
them some
overdraft
money.
fees.
Yeah, exactly. But we have some folks texting us at 77031 wondering if you what OPD's policy on heavily tattooed people becoming officers is, and is there an age limit to become an officer?
Great questions.
Okay, you have to be at least 21, but there is no age limit. As long as you can pass our medical and physical standards and complete the academy, you're fine. Tattoos, we have in the recent years relaxed our tattoo policy a little bit. You can have tattoos. You cannot have them on your face, neck, or hands right now, but you can have sleeves and you can show them. You don't have to cover them in any way. As long as they're not offensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's got tattoos.
Yeah, nobody wants to get cuffed by a cop with a face tat that says Berserker. You don't want that.
Or a couple of teardrops.
It's very confusing at that point who the bad guy is.
Yeah, you talk about being able to read people, and when people are applying and they're interested, and you might, when you see some tomorrow at the Orlando Science Center at the job fair, if there's someone you're like, I don't think it's for you, do you tell them that, or do you kind of let them kind of figure that out going through the process, and maybe
Just let them get their ass kicked in the academy, Jack? Is that
maybe
what it
the
is?
psych exam will kind of weed them out? How does that work?
It depends. Maybe try to. There'll be a point where they'll probably get weeded out along the way, but I don't want to be rude.
I love the devious smile while saying this, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a dream crusher, but
I
get the
if I
feeling you're
have
a little bit
to.
of a dream crusher.
Do you think I got
not
it?
initially.
Yeah.
Do you think I got it?
yeah.
Judge this book cover?
I don't see any face tattoos. So,
All right, that's what's up.
There you go.
I mean, I want to dig a little deeper in
I have
that.
to ask. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, the requirements are interesting. There are a lot of people who come up there. Maybe somebody had a little go with the law when they were 17, 18 years old. Maybe
For the perfect person. We've come to find out through the years of in this business that some of the best officers are the ones that have a little blemish, but to a reasonable degree. You know what I
Right.
mean, if it's a little shoplifting you did as a juvenile and those type of things, I mean, you're an adult now. It's bygones be bygones. Hey, you learn from your mistakes. So again, everything is case by case. So we are going to look at the totality when we make a decision.
what if I moved a ton of blow through my kids' diapers?
Oh yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if we can help you with that.
How do you feel about weed?
felonies.
All right, so these guys are
Casey's
awesome.
like, who the hell are these
Can I tell
people?
you, it would be worth going to the job fair just to meet these two.
Oh, I'm telling you, the job fair has some really, really, really cool recruiters. Like we were saying last week, one of the wardens at Coleman, just to be able to talk to her and find out there's so much more interesting career facets than I think at the surface people really know about. So going out to the job fair and actually getting to talk to you guys would be great to knock down those barriers and find a new career.
Well, what can you say about starting pay?
Our starting pay is $54,800.
So where do I need to be?
54.8's the starting, the incoming, right? That's right out of the academy?
Yeah, that's a base. If you're a police officer in another city and you're coming over to us, you're going to start at a higher rate, which is $58,600, and that's going to be $65,000 by September.
I'm guessing
already.
the benefit's pretty good over there?
Benefits?
I'm guessing the benefit package is pretty good over there?
Yeah, we have a 20-year retirement. That's kind of hard to find around
Yeah.
here. 70% of your salary at 20 years, 80% at 25 years.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Shooting for that 80, huh? I love it.
I'm just hanging around a little bit.
All right, this is tomorrow. It's the Florida Jobs Fair now. Obviously, we've talked about this for many, many years. It's Wednesday. That's March 13th, tomorrow, noon to 4, Orlando Science Center. Not only are these guys going to be there, 70 other recruiters right here in Central Florida offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career could be literally standing right in front of you. Isn't that right, Jack?
FLJobsNow.com. Again, that's the website. Get the information and the address. It's FLJobsNow.com. Get your resume ready. Do that tonight. Be there tomorrow between noon and 4. I'll be there at noon, meeting and greeting, and along with these lovely people, maybe get yourself a job on OPD.
And also $8,000 as a sign-on bonus.
I wanted to get that in there. Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing?
Wait a minute, what?
All of a sudden, you dropped that bomb on us. You could have said that in the beginning of this.
I just became the equalizer.
$1,000.
So $8,000 signing bonus for OPD if you're hired, and then starting salary at
54.8, and that's after 8 months in the academy, right? 8
Unless
months.
you're another officer.
5 months in the academy.
Yeah. And then if you're another officer from another agency, you start out at 58.6, and by September you'll be making 65.
Damn,
Not that
guys.
I was paying attention to the numbers or anything.
Got it. Thank you.
And remember, this job fair is not if you're without a job only without a job right now.
No.
You just might want to upgrade your job.
Yeah, exactly.
And this might be an opportunity to do that.
Guys,
And you
can Go ahead.
I was going to say, and you can do it on your lunch break tomorrow with anyone knowing.
That's right. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. Big hand.
It's a pleasure.
Corporal Casey Jeanette and Sergeant Marius Gideon here from OPD. Thanks, guys. We wish you the best of luck tomorrow. Get plenty of new officers out there to keep us nice and safe, and you guys do the same thing, all right?
Thank you so much.
You got it. All right. 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey, Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast on this Tuesday, and we're in for another beautiful day across Central Florida. Temperatures will climb into the upper 70s and low 80s under a sunny sky. Clouds will increase a bit for our Wednesday with a few afternoon sprinkles and very light showers, only a 20% chance of those. We'll warm into the mid-80s through the end of the week, a high of 88 for Saturday and 90 for Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Improve your home's curb appeal, all while saving money on your utility bills with new windows from Renewal by Andersen, or better yet, how about that patio door you've been meaning to replace for a while now, right? You know, it wobbles on the track, it's embarrassing, it takes two hands to open, and you haven't even tried using your hip to close it in forever. Well, every patio door from Renewal by Andersen is built with their exclusive Fibrex material that's 2 times stronger than vinyl and features the most energy-efficient glass they've ever offered. And Renewal by Andersen products are backed by some of the strongest warranties you will find anywhere. So easy to get started now. During the month of March, buy one window and or patio door and get 140% off. Plus, no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, that's rbafla.com for details. License number CGC 1527613.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Looking for an exciting career in construction? Kalos Services is hiring. Saturday, March 23rd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Find out more at kalosflorida.com/jobs or text 352-243-7099 to find out more.
Life is too short to let allergy and sinus issues hold you back. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we understand the impact these challenges can have on your life. Imagine a life free from constant sneezing, itchy eyes, and sinus headaches. Our expert team provides comprehensive allergy testing and personalized treatment plans, ensuring your specific needs are addressed. Simple relief, better life. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, visit aspireallergy.com to schedule an appointment. Aspireallergy.com and tackle your allergies head on.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at FLJobsNow.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, Jimmy, just wanted to let you know when you wrestle a girl, it's a lose, 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 lose situation. Because you pin a girl, you look bad because you pinned a girl. You beat her on points, you suck because you could have pinned her. She pins you, you're even worse. And if she beats you on points alone, you are literally the worst wrestler ever because she could have pinned you, but she was just toying around with you.
Well, or she's the best wrestler ever. You have to look at it that way, buddy.
Never notice that's never an option, right? It's just all about how she makes him look bad. Right. If she wins, she makes him look bad.
Right.
Yeah, lead with the male ego.
That's exactly the case.
I mean, didn't they do that at the Oscars?
Is that what you were laughing at earlier when I mentioned this earlier? Because of the whole but that's exactly how the boys think. I mean, they're 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old boys, and the worst case scenario, worst case would be they get beat by a gay guy. Second worst case would be girl.
But I got to tell you, though, Jimmy, it doesn't end when they're 13, 14, 15, because most professional women can say, 30, 35, 40, 45.
Yeah, maybe 70 units.
And then for the Oscars thing, I had heard someone mention that, isn't it interesting that, at the Oscars talking about a movie for female empowerment, but the Ken song.
Oh, yeah. That was the hit.
Right.
Was the Ken song, but,
But hold on now. That wasn't. Did that get a standing ovation like Billie Eilish and Phineas got? Because that thing got a straight up bring the house down standing ovation.
It did because of the energy. It was
and it won the
sing
song
along, and they even had it on the screen. So you could see in one of the shots. It's like everybody sing, so everyone was kind of involved. So people were dancing, as opposed to just getting up for a traditional standing ovation.
Yeah, her point would be, I think, this. Not only did that song bring down the house and get a standing O, it won the award, but yet everybody talked about Ryan Gosling, quote, stealing the show.
It was, I mean, it was
He did.
Both of them were great performances. Yeah. But I'll be honest with you, I'm just Ken. I don't even really consider that a song. Right. That's right next to the Bowser Peaches song.
Right.
Where it's like cartoonish and it's fun and comical.
She's now the youngest back-to-back Oscar winner in the history of the awards. So she wrote the song for James Bond last year.
Right.
And, which is, in my world, that's, writing the Bond tune is like one of those, not a rite of passage kind of thing, but if you get a Bond tune for the key song like Adele did.
It's significant.
It is to me. It's like the Super Bowl,
totally,
man, because it is just like one of those. It's like one of those things. Yeah,
from, Casino Royale.
So good.
Yeah.
I just want to say, a lot of people are upset. I was talking to my wife about this, who is the biggest Barbie fan, the movie, not really the doll with her childhood, but she just adored the movie. She couldn't believe that it ever came to exist.
Right.
But she was also, a lot of people were saying that they were upset that Margot didn't win or Greta didn't get nominated. And my wife's stance, who is the biggest Barbie fan I know, was kind of like, I'm surprised it got nominated as much as it did. It's a comedy at the end of the day.
Well, if you read about it, it's surprised it got made. That everybody told Ryan Gosling when he took that role that it was going to destroy his career.
I mean, how many comedies, now granted, this comedy is incredibly poignant and it comes with a message. And if you open up your eyes, you're going to get hit in the face with it, especially if you're a dude. Especially, at least for me, that was my experience with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, it's a funny movie. You laugh out loud. How many comedies have gotten that many Oscar noms? I can't think of one.
That's been one of the things with the Oscars for years, is it doesn't give awards to comedies or horror. which really is a travesty considering we've had some really high-level horror movies. I mean, with the exception of maybe Silence of the Lambs that did quite well, which is a perfect movie. I think it won like damn near everything that year, all the big ones, I think. As a matter of fact, I believe it's one of 5 movies to ever win the 4 or 5 bigs, which is Best Director, Best Movie, Best Screenplay, Best Actor and Actress. And I think it's only one of 5 movies to ever do that. But outside of that, I mean, horror and comedy just never get respect. It's always drama.
I don't consider Silence of the Lambs a horror movie, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Thriller?
Yeah, I would call it a thriller.
Thriller, suspense, yes, but horror because, I mean, it's a past crime that they're investigating.
Well, then you're into the Get Out world, that kind of thing, like in that last thing that that Peele did. What was the one where?
That's like a suspenseful horror thriller. It's it's got scary.
So horror has to have what then? Is horror the bad guy?
For me, horror, I need bloodshed and an absurd amount of it. I need to see some oozing. I need to see some. I need to see some gnarly stuff. Some Eli Roth.
Right.
Whoa.
Right.
I need to see 3 people.
A limb has to be lost.
I need 3 people stitched together for an entire movie.
But what is
Still haven't seen that one.
Oh, you can skip that one.
Well, I guess the horror movie has to have. I would think also. I would agree with that, but I think it also has to have one of those almost fantasy bad guys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
There's always a bad guy, I think, in horror films. But here's the thing: I think all movies kind of have a bad guy or a conflict.
That's why I said fantasy, like you're Freddy Krueger or you're Jason or somewhere like you're a Halloween guy. I think does that make it horror? Is that what it is? And then along with the bloodshed and the other unnecessary gratuitous death.
And that's the fun thing about genres. All of it, I mean, Jack knows this more than anybody. Genres are subjective.
Yeah.
It's almost like worthy of an entire radio segment to decide what is yacht rock and what is not.
It isn't really, though, is it? I mean, the whole idea of genres is to point out that something falls into a certain column.
Yeah, and
so it's not subjective. I mean, I guess it's subjective what column it's in.
But you know what that is? That's for marketing and for awards, right?
Yeah, you're
right. Because if you make it because not because I have to fit into this genre. You're making it hopefully for the art of it, and then someone else decides, well, I think we're going to put that in this box and put this label on it.
Right. But if I say Paranormal Activity, which is a horror movie, but it also could be a thriller movie, the separation between those two is there is a spiritual kind of scary devil nature thing to that separates the two, right?
I guess for me, horror movie, I expect to see someone die in it.
Well, we saw a bunch of people die in Silence of the Lambs. One guy got his face cut off, yeah.
But I like so.
Did they?
But
he beat that guard to death and cut his face off.
But is it a jump scare? I don't remember too many like.
In Silence of the Lambs, dude, there are a number of jump scares when the lights go out and they're down. He's got that.
Well, how about when they're in the elevator and they pull the panel down, thinking that they're getting the injured paramedic or doctor, and then
he drops out of the
drops
top.
out of the top.
You got to revisit that movie.
I remember so little in life.
That was the end. The movie that what you just described, the night vision, is the end of the film.
Right.
So if I'm going to need more examples outside of the ending of the film for me to be like, oh yeah, it's filled with jump scares. It's a great movie. You're at your unease. You're not very comfortable throughout the whole thing, especially when Sir Anthony is up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's beast. Did you guys by any chance though? What was your favorite part of the Oscars? Was there a favorite joke or anything?
Didn't see the entire thing in context, but I just watched highlights.
This joke had me in tears last night. Mulaney walks out and goes, "Without sound, we wouldn't have been able to hear such classic lines as you're going to need a bigger boat. I'll have what she's having." And he was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died, which is a quote from the worst movie of the year, Madame Web. I thought that was just...
That's great.
If that's his audition to host, man, give him the gig.
Is that Dakota Johnson saying that she's basically getting as far away from that? It's like having an uncle you find out was a Nazi.
I mean,
she can't get farther away from those family pictures as she possibly can.
The movie from the get-go marketing was a train wreck.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Next hour, we do have Scott Brown with It's Only Money. The Louisville Police Department. We have police on the brain here. These guys tried something different, and I'll tell you how it worked out. They were trying to get more people to, let's say, be more effective as officers. And I'll tell you what they tried next.
Orlando City SC is on the road to Mexico to face Tigres UANL in the round of 16 CONCACAF Championships Cup. Coverage starts at 10 p.m. tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Drivers can expect heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound by the major attractions exits, as well as through downtown. Looking at some slowdowns as well, north and southbound on Florida's Turnpike, in the Kissimmee area, as well as near the Oakland Exchange exit in Winter Garden. If you see any other traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to ExpressPros.com to find the location near you. That's ExpressPros.com.
It's time to get pre-approved so you don't miss the party this summer at your new pool home. That mortgage guy, Don, has been helping people with their mortgage needs for over 20 years, including myself. Experience the mortgage broker difference like I did and save a bunch of money at the same time. How much money? Well, government studies prove buyers save $9,400 on average when you work with a mortgage broker rather than the banks. Let that mortgage guy, Don, make your dream home a reality just like he did for me. It's peace of mind. Compare your quote at thatmortgagguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgagguydon.com.
Sunshine came softly through my window today.
Florida truly is the Sunshine State, and it shows in everything we grow. When you shop, choose Fresh from Florida.
'Cause I made my mind up, you're going to be mine. I tell you right now.
Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
International Diamond Center invites you to step into a world of elegance and luxury as we roll out the red carpet for the world's 2 largest bridal designers this weekend. Tacori and Veragio are here with their entire collections. Exceptional handcrafted rings made with intricate detail and craftsmanship. See the entire collection from Tacori. Exquisite handcrafted rings from true artisans in California. And here from New York, see all the latest from Veragio. Unique, distinctive, and personalized. Find the ring of your dreams and enjoy 2 years zero-interest financing. Plus, at this event, when you buy any Tacori or Veragio ring, IDC will give you a $500 gift card. Buy the matching wedding band and get a $1,000 gift card. Don't miss this spectacular event featuring the most exclusive designers in bridal, and let IDC's experts help you match up the most perfect diamond for the ring you'll fall in love with. It's happening this Friday through Sunday, exclusively at International Diamond Center. All 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
Regulated activities performed by a licensed affiliate.
I had no idea I could sell my life insurance policy.
Norman and Nancy Duggan for Coventry Direct.
We were about to let Norman's policy lapse because premiums have become expensive. Our kids are doing well on their own, so we just all of our questions.
If you're over 65 and have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may qualify.
After this past year, we're celebrating life. We've booked some long overdue travel, and we're able to pay for our grandkids' college.
Coventry Direct has helped thousands live the life they want to live. Pay for unplanned medical expenses or supplement retirement income. When it comes to selling your life insurance, Coventry has you covered. Call 1-800-607-9400 or visit CoventryDirect.com to learn more about how you can get cash by selling your life insurance. Call 800-607-9400.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Being beat by a gay guy's worse. Jimmy, have you seen these? Some gay guys are buff to the hilt.
Okay.
Man, you're barking up the wrong gay guy.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
You got to listen there. I said that would be the worst thing to a 14-year-old boy. That's what I said. Hey! Welcome to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack.
Yeah.
And Ross.
Believe in yourself.
Another big thank you for the officers that came in today. It was very fun. They were great. And they're always so nervous when they come in here. So it's what a weird juxtaposition, right? To be out on the street where they are a target in a lot of communities here in Central Florida, and to be here perfectly safe with us behind steel doors and a security system, sweating, like nervous to talk on the mic.
Because thousands of people are hearing every word you're saying, and you want to be right. You don't want to be factually incorrect. You don't want to goof up.
Casey wanted to know if it was live. I'm like, yeah, it's live. We're doing it live. But yeah, if you guys are listening, you go check it out. It's JimColbertLive.com. If you missed that, if you're looking to change careers, some numbers were thrown out today that were pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow from 12 until 4 at the Science Center, it's the Florida Jobs Now. That's Florida Jobs FL.
No. FLJobsNow.com.
Yeah, probably shouldn't guess at that one, huh?
Yeah.
So that way you can get a career going. You were saying 5 months in the academy, you come out making like $54,800 with an $8,000 signing bonus.
Cha-ching.
Get out of here.
Come on.
Man, you're 18 years old out there wondering what you're going to do with your life. You can retire with 70% of your salary in 20 years. That means you go into the academy at 18, you become an officer, 18, 19 years old. You're able to retire with 70% of your retirement or your full salary at 39 years old and go off and get another job and have that money coming in, not to mention insurance benefits, everything.
Yeah, but you work the extra 5, then is that 100%?
80.
80 at 25 years?
Because that's what she's shooting for.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
at 21 years now.
Yeah.
So she's going for that 80%. I have a friend that did this very thing, went into the academy at 18 years old, retired at 40 years old.
Yeah.
Kicking it, loving it, doing whatever he wants in life. So good. All right, again, 407-916-1041. Now, there are some police departments that maybe don't get it right. And here's one, right? This is Louisville, Kentucky. And this is where they had this is where the Breonna Taylor thing happened, by the way.
All right.
Oh, right. Okay.
26-year-old black woman shot and killed by police earlier that year. They kind of busted in, shot up, because it was, that's just one of the biggest tragedies, a travesty. Everything about that story was bad. From the phone call, it was bad, right? So, to quell that community and obviously try to kind of introduce and
regain the community's trust.
Re-ingratiate themselves to the community. They made a couple of changes, and one of those changes was very interesting. All right. Now they said they agreed to a handful of reforms and new incentives, right, for officers to be more of a part of the community that was causing this problem, including this. Here's what they said they will do. Officers, I'll tell you what, we have this terrible problem in this part of Louisville, and this is a big issue. We need to get a bigger police presence in this area. How do you think they incentivize officers to do that very thing?
God. Softball. Gentleman's sport.
No. Pay their rent for them to live in the area. Or at least a stipend to live in the area.
How about, Jack, help them with a down payment on a house in that area? So what they were going to do is, it's got a down payment assistance program. Any officer in the Louisville department that agreed to move into these areas that they designated trouble areas, and of course the whole idea here would be, is to get a police presence in these areas where maybe there's gang activity, high crime activity. Every city has these areas. Everybody knows them, right? And they wanted to get cops to move into those areas, and while doing that, they're going to help buy a house for them. How many officers do you believe in 3 years took advantage of that situation? Deb?
250.
Jack?
25.
Ross?
8.
0 is the answer.
Yeah.
Not one. Not one officer.
That's a big ask.
It is a big ask.
Not one officer
offered
to move into that area or those areas. And even worse, and this is another side topic, they also said that a large 44% of the Louisville Metro police officers, which is 346 officers out of the 773, did not even live in that county. And of course, if you drive around, I've always wondered this, by the way, and you drive around neighborhoods, maybe you garage sale like I do on the weekends, maybe you riling or rifling through other people's junk, you'll inevitably
Pick me up Saturday.
You'll inevitably see an officer's car in a city or area that it doesn't that they don't police. I know Oviedo, there's a guy who is an Apopka cop, but he lives in Oviedo. And so what they're trying to say is, they don't even live in that county. What would make them not only move into that county, but move into an area that maybe isn't so savory, where their kids have to go to school there? They have to kind of be in that environment. Do you think that cops should have to live in the areas that they police? In the county, at least? If you're an Orange County cop, do you think it should be mandatory that you live in Orange County?
I don't think that's practical because, as you can see, without that restriction, they are still looking to hire. I think it becomes another obstacle into getting a full police force.
Yeah.
I think there should be a bonus for that. I know my neighbor is OPD. He drives that vehicle home.
Thank God,
every night. I'm a fan.
You buy him a beer every day.
He has to pay extra insurance, because he lives outside of Orange County.
No way.
To drive that vehicle.
No way.
Outside the county. Yes.
There's a Maitland SUV, Maitland PD that I follow home. What up, 345?
Really?
Yep.
And he lives in the Dora?
He lives in the Dora.
and
I make sure I get behind him and go just as fast as he does on that curve.
He lives in the little D?
He lives in the little D.
Deb gets a ticket for drafting.
He hasn't stopped me yet. I keep trying to pull up next to him to wave and go, hey, Maitland.
The funny thing is you couldn't do this in Winter Park because the cops can't afford to live in Winter Park.
Well, try living downtown Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
Try living in downtown Orlando without making an architect, lawyer, doctor money.
Yeah.
You're not getting into Delaney Park.
Yeah, I love the idea that the officer lives in that community. There's no question. I agree with Jack, and maybe there should be incentive for them to live in the areas that they police, because you want that community. Hey, Officer Bob.
Yeah,
hi, Officer John.
But I think it's more. I think the issue is having them represented in the low income areas.
Right.
Because I think that's the area, and where they'd be best to be a part of the community, to better relate with the community. And I think that's a tough sell for some police officers saying, honey, we're moving to Pine Hills.
Right.
What the hell we are.
Yeah, Carver Shores.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, because sometimes that can actually even put a target sometimes.
I would say that it definitely puts a target.
And I think that's what the concern is.
I would say that if you're an officer and you move into those areas we just mentioned, that chances are it is going to be odd.
Which is why I think there's the disconnect between law enforcement officials, the higher-ups, who think that that's a solution, when in reality, is it?
No.
If you're asking an officer and his family to go move into a neighborhood where they might be targeted, it's not really an incentive, even if you're helping with a down payment.
And you can't do that thing that they do in medians sometimes in areas that are speed traps where they park an empty car in the median. And then you slam on the brakes and almost lose everything in your car to find out there's nobody driving it. Oh, God. They don't do that much anymore, but, man, back in the day.
Scarecrow Popo?
Oh, my God. Scarecrow Popo. That's exactly
what they call it.
Show name.
It's not what they call it, but that's what they should call it.
Scarecrow Popo.
I would love an officer in the hood. I got no problem with that at all. I mean, I think that would be a giant plus to have a cop in the neighborhood. I think a lot of people maybe wouldn't because they can't go crazy on the weekends.
Well,
My neighbor cop just got popped by code enforcement.
Did he really? That's great. Did you turn him in?
No.
Or is it Ross?
I did not. I go. They don't even give you professional courtesy. I was like, nope.
Probably more so, to be honest with you.
No chance. I mean, put yourself in those officers' proposition there. We got you on a down payment. It's an awful neighborhood. That's what they're saying. We got you.
We're talking about a 2-1 formerly owned by meth addicts.
Yeah.
By the way, there are needles everywhere.
But the good news is, due to the meth explosion, it's a convertible. It's missing a lot. You don't need a roof.
And by the way, the kids are going to be going to the nicest school, and the reason it's nice is because 2 of the wings have been shut down for mold.
Yeah.
So they're in the newer wing now.
I applaud the effort, though.
Yeah.
But that says a lot. That number is a goose egg.
Yeah, nobody took it, buddy. Everybody's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
What good is money if you're not around?
Yeah, you're right.
But
look, man, I could probably name 3 neighborhoods in Central Florida that a lot of people who are officers would not move to at all. Not even close. Not even close.
I mean, I moved into one of those neighborhoods.
Well, Metro West? Back in the day?
It was in Metro West, but I wouldn't. Calling it Metro West is kind of complimentary.
I lived in 2 of those neighborhoods,
and
Eatonville and Rosemont.
Really? Oh, yeah.
And I take full responsibility.
Yeah.
Of going like, I should have seen that outcome happening.
Dude, I'd live on the street in Eatonville right now before I'd leave in Rosemont. I would. I would literally sleep on a park bench in Eatonville before I would go to Rosemont. No way.
I loved it, and I think that
they're about to obliterate it anyway.
All of the chants. I'm still upset about them. Tearing down Hungerford, the high school, because I watched the community use the pool. That was a community area, and then now word of historic, a Black History Museum coming there, and now that might be in jeopardy. It's like, man, let it grow.
Right.
Leave it alone.
We covered that story for all that money being left.
Exactly.
And then,
Orange County School Board trying to hold them by the little hairs.
Trying to snatch it up. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Our good buddy Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth is up next. We'll do It's Only Money right after this.
Real radio is the news junkie.
That sounds like some sort of animal. Hit it again? Yee. You could convince me that's a donkey.
Well, it did come from a total ass.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Drivers can expect heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound by the major attractions exits, as well as through downtown. Looking at some slowdowns as well, north and southbound on Florida's Turnpike, in the Kissimmee area, as well as near the Oakland Exchange exit in Winter Garden. If you see any other traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Bonus savings on top brands and better sleep are all the buzz at Mattress Firm's Friends and Family sale. Hurry in to save up to $700 with your extra discount. You'll even get a free adjustable base on select beds. Plus, if you see a lower price, Mattress Firm will match it. Restrictions apply.
WeAreNotTheBanks.com presents our Jim Colbert Show question of the day. Find that on our YouTube feed. WeAreNotTheBanks.com is a direct mortgage lender. This is who you need to check out when it comes time to buying your next home or even refinancing your current home. Brad Siebert is the leader over there at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Brad Siebert is the guy I spoke with after I went to WeAreNotTheBanks.com many years ago for my refi on my home. home I've had since 99. But several years ago, I did my refi, and Brad got me in a great place today because of my decision about 8 years ago to go to wearenotthebanks.com. It was fast, easy, and I got a great rate. He's a great guy, lets you know everything you need every step of the way. Is this the year you're moving into your next home? Is this your dream home scenario? Wearenotthebanks.com can help with loans for all types of buyers, including VA loans, conventional loans, even jumbo loans. For all your mortgage needs, get online. Go to wearenotthebanks.com. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer has to say about their experience.
After the hurricanes destroyed our old fence, we took the advice of our neighbor and called Fence Outlet. They were fast and professional, and we love our new fence.
Check them out at fenceoutlet.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
International Diamond Center invites you to step into a world of elegance and luxury as we roll out the red carpet for the world's two largest bridal designers this weekend. Tacori and Verragio are here with their entire collections. Exceptional handcrafted rings made with intricate detail and craftsmanship. See the entire collection from Tacori. Exquisite handcrafted rings from true artisans in California. And here from New York, see all the latest from Verragio. Unique, distinctive, and personalized. Find the ring of your dreams and enjoy 2 years zero-interest financing. Plus, at this event, when you buy any Tacori or Verragio ring, IDC will give you a $500 gift card. Buy the matching wedding band and get a $1,000 gift card. Don't miss this spectacular event featuring the most exclusive designers in bridal, and let IDC's experts help you match up the most perfect diamond for the ring you'll fall in love with. It's happening this Friday through Sunday, exclusively at International Diamond Center. All 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
If you love sports and scandal, then join me, ESPN broadcaster Jay Harris, each week for Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals, the newest podcast from executive producer Dan Patrick. From current scandals like MMA champ Cain Velasquez's armed car chase to historic shockers like the biggest Little League cheat, Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals doesn't shy away from dark details and always packs a punch. Never miss the dirt, people. Listen to Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in on this beautiful Tuesday. If you missed any of the show, we have had a great program today, whether it be What'd You Do That's New, whether it be the two officers in to talk about the Florida Jobs Now event coming up tomorrow at the Orlando Science Center. JimColbertLive.com. You can listen to the podcast anytime you want. And some of the stuff we break out into the goods, you can hear that there as well. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi there.
And Ross is as well.
I believe in myself.
Let's do It's Only Money.
Helping people passionate about planning for their future rise above investment myths to build real wealth.
Isn't that really just common sense financial advice?
It's both.
Oh, okay.
It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
Good and loud for our friend Scott Brown. Yay! Scotty.
What's happening, people?
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Very loud all of a sudden.
Yeah. How's it going, buddy? You all right? Everything good? That doesn't control
I just
it.
blew my own ears
you're
out, but
fine,
that's
you're
okay.
fine. Everything's fine. How's life up?
You know, life is embarrassingly good. People keep asking me that. I'm looking for something bad to say.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I got nothing.
Just take the dub.
Life's good, man.
Just take the dub. It is good,
Yeah.
right? Good week so far. Obviously, it's only a day or so in. Did you have a good weekend last weekend?
I
Playing
had
golf?
a great weekend. I did play a little bit of golf and ate way too much. My daughter's in town from Gainesville for spring break,
Nice.
and she went to the beach, and my wife and I met her out there and took her to dinner and spent a lot of money, and then she sent us packing, so that was cool.
Where'd you guys go?
Cocoa Beach. You
that's
ever eat at the Fat Snook?
I've not.
Come on.
I've not had the Fat
Anybody
Snook.
in this room eat
No.
at the Whoa.
Is it good?
Yeah, if you go to Cocoa Beach, you got to eat the Fat
The
Snook.
Fat Snook,
The
huh?
Fat Snook. Fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a seafood guy? Is that what
I
you like?
love seafood.
Is that your primary protein?
I wouldn't say I'm good with all of it.
Yeah.
I'm diverse.
I like fish too. I kind of eat fish out more than I ever have in my life now.
Yeah, I think as you get older, it's your stomach kind of gives up on you, and you have to eat more digestible food. So fish falls into that category.
I got to tell you, man, it's one of the.
How's that sound, Ross? You looking forward to that?
I'm already on the fish tip. I'm a big fan of the fish dish.
You feel so much better after you eat something after you eat a piece of fish. If it's broiled and not like deep fried or anything, it's like cooked properly, grilled maybe. There's nothing that feels better than that. That's true brain food. You know?
It's good for you all the way around, and it's not filling. And like I said, my sissy stomach can deal with it better.
Very good. Hey, before we get started, I saw some dates here for some other seminars we have coming up, but I didn't see anything in March. Are we full up in March?
We are done in March.
Okay, so we're full up in March.
Yeah.
So our next opportunity to meet with Scott and get one of these seminars, it doesn't cost you a nickel, by the way, is April 24th at Ruth's Chris.
Yes, sir.
April 26th, which is a couple days later, at one of my favorite restaurants in the city, which is 1921 in Mount Dora.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We've been getting a lot of... So we have a Mount Dora office, and my Mount Dora staff's kind of on me, like, hey, what about us kind of thing?
Right.
And then I had a few calls from Lake County residents saying, do you do anything out this way? So I said, hey, why not? So we have an event at 1921. If you have not eaten at 1921...
You picked such a terrible restaurant.
This place.
Fantastic.
Look, man, that is like
next level food.
Yeah.
So it's next level for everything.
Yeah.
For the record, I'll give these guys a free plug. When you walk into that place, you're in a proper restaurant.
Yes,
You understand?
agreed.
Like when you walk into Ravenous Pig, you're in a proper restaurant.
Yes.
1921 is a proper restaurant.
Yep.
Everything is great. Wine list, cocktails, food. They care. The service, the place. It's great. Right around the corner, Goblin Market, same way. A proper restaurant.
Yeah, it's
Damn good.
right there in downtown Mount Dora. So for our Lake County listeners,
Oh, man.
we wanted to do something for them. So that's the 26th at 11 o'clock at 1921. So when you go to the EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com, go to our website there, it'll give you a menu of places to choose from if you want to go to Lake County or you want to be in Orlando. So Ruth's Chris on the 24th here in Orlando and the 26th of April in Lake County over there in Mountain Dora at 1921.
Yeah, take advantage of these situations. They don't cost you anything. The information can change your life. EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com to book your spot there.
You got it.
You got it, buddy. Let's talk some stuff here. It's funny, this first topic that you brought to me today is something I've told my kids for many, many years. Because I fell victim to this. I wanted to be popular in high school, so I sacrificed a lot of things and did not pay attention to the things that were really important. And I got lucky, to be honest with you, in life, just by kind of working real hard. But it really dug myself a hole. And the reason why is I was so concerned about what other people thought about me, which is probably counterintuitive to what people think about me.
Right.
That I'm this guy that just doesn't give a damn about what people think about me.
Yeah.
That's not the case at all. I do care about what people think of me. Certain people, for sure.
Sure.
But I told my kids, don't waste your time trying to impress people you won't know in 3 years.
Right.
Like, you think that you're going to know these people the rest of your life? Let me help you. You aren't. You may find one or two of these people that you stay in contact with, so stop letting your behavior be determined by these people that do not care and won't care in just a short period of time.
And they don't care now.
And that kind of falls into where we are right now.
Yeah, they don't care. I mean, people aren't thinking about you. Believe it or not, other people are thinking about themselves most of the time. So I know it's hard for Ross to believe, but I get it. We're not really. I mean, I think about you. Don't get me wrong.
Well, then it's mutual. I'll show you my drawings.
Look forward to that. I'm glad I didn't know what he was going to say there, so I'm glad drawings ended it.
Like a French girl.
So as it pertains to finances, I think the point that I'm trying to make here is that we kind of react to things that we feel like reward us. So if we go out at night and we want to spend a little too much money, the reward we got was, we think at least, some form of enjoyment, or we remember it fondly, we think.
And you've confirmed that you deserved it.
Yeah, and the people that you want to impress, you think are impressed. The reality is they probably don't care, but you feel like that's the reward, and we react. We don't do things that we feel like we were punished for. So if you save money, if you stay home, that almost feels like a punishment. If you put more in your 401k, you don't get to spend it right away. So in a way, you got no reward, right? So you have to kind of train your mind to realize that the reward is coming, and it's coming later in the form of security. It's coming in the form of confidence. It's coming in the form of doing what you want to do, not what you think other people want you to do.
Yeah, and it says when you die, almost no one will care. So why worried about social feedback? And the other thing you said is important is like people's behavior is being driven by the past rewards and punishments. In other words, if you touch that hot stove, you don't go back to that. But in reality, that hot stove could be the thing you need to touch. Is that kind of what you're talking about, maybe? Or in other words, don't scare yourself for a lifetime?
Yeah, again, we get so caught up in the immediate feedback loop. Like, what did that person smile at me? Did I make that person happy? Did they laugh? Were they impressed by me? All these things that nobody... And getting back to your point about dying, I make this joke all the time, but I think it's largely true, is when the people at your funeral are going to be thinking largely two things. One, what did he die from? Because they want to check themselves and make sure it's not going to happen to them. And two is, I wonder if they serve food at this thing, right? These are primarily the two things people are thinking about at funerals, and I'm not stupid enough to think they're not going to be thinking that at mine.
They're going to be thinking, like, who's getting all the money? Who's getting all the cash?
The money? And are there crab legs at this thing? Right. I can't remember.
I went to a funeral one time where they actually served the like little snacks or whatever in the same room where the body was.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That was a bit much. It was a body at one end, punch at the other.
Yeah, I don't,
that was it. Literally, you could dip your punch and have a small sandwich while seeing the body.
Yeah. So
not from here to Jack, by the way. It wasn't that far away.
You're looking at the little cocktail weenies. You're just peeping a corpse.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nothing more fun than eating a Smoky off of a toothpick. While looking at your dead end.
Not appetizing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, that is interesting. That's definitely one thing I've told my kids for sure. Just don't try to impress people because they won't care. They don't remember. Just stay in your own lane, take care of your business, and then the people who really matter will gravitate toward you, and you'll do the same to them.
Well, and the punishment you feel sometimes is the review of your peers, right? If you've had this group of friends for 10 or 20 years and they're all in the same economic situation, which probably isn't good, and you try to step out of that situation. You try to say, you know what, I'm not going to go out, or I'm not going to buy a fancy car, or I'm not going to jack up my truck, or I'm not going to do all these things that people do. I'm going to do these other things. And then they say, well, what are you, too good, Jim? Why are you too good for? Well, Mr. Moneybags now. You're gonna what are you trying to do with you? You too good for us? You're gonna leave us behind. That feedback loop can be hard on. It was hard on me.
Yeah, it is. It is a really bizarre. It is really bizarre. That is a really unique human behavior thing.
Yeah.
There's no question that what you just said is absolutely the case. That people don't really associate like that. If you have people that you're around and you start kind of breaking out of the pack, you make some moves, and now you're making a little bit more money or whatever, you'll find that those people kind of have a weird thing where they want to kind of cleave you back to them, but they don't want to raise their game up, and are like, it is kind of bizarre.
It's crabs in a bucket, right?
Yeah,
if a crab tries to crawl out of the bucket, the other crabs just grab them and pull them back down, right? You're not going anywhere, buddy. So, and it's true in business too, and even in the advisory business that I'm in, over the years, I've taken a lot of grief grief for trying to do different things and better things and bigger things, because there's a path for my business, and the advisor goes out and they get some clients, they get comfortable, they play a lot of golf, they go to dinner, and they're perfectly nice people. That's not my point. My point is when an advisor tries to be innovative, like I'm going to do something different than other advice, and it's true of any occupation. I'm sure there are doctors who are like, I have a friend who's a doctor and he's a surgeon, and he invented like a scalpel. He invented things to do surgery better with. And I'm sure there were surgeons standing around, oh, look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's inventing his own stuff. It's not good enough, the stuff we use, right?
Right.
I mean, that's permeates society. So when you're trying to improve, it's very difficult sometimes because your peer group that you've been with for so long is going to take offense to that because it makes them uncomfortable about their position on things.
Yeah, and the fact that they don't want to do anything about it. And another thing, too, is you're working harder, so you're spending less time. That feels like you're being ignored. You're ignoring them.
Yeah.
It can be very interesting.
A lot of people don't even know that they're doing it, to be honest with you. I don't think I've had this happen to me where a friend is trying to hold me back to stay with that group of friends. I really appreciate my friends, but it's if you are facing that situation of like, oh man, I'm kind of getting a little bit bitter about my friend's success, I challenge you, don't get bitter, get better, improve.
Yeah.
Use that as a propellant, use that as inspiration, knowing that someone that you grew up with is doing the things that you want. You're a willing, fully limbed, able person. You can do that as well.
I couldn't agree. I mean, it's something as simple as I remember when I was young, I was like a teenager, and I started reading the Wall Street Journal. I didn't know what I was looking at, to be honest with you, but I was intrigued by it. And I remember there was a period of time where I would read it in front of my friends, and they were all giving me the stink eye, like, what are you doing? You don't.
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
being
know,
pretentious.
Who do you think you're going to be? You're not going to be whoever at the time was a rich person that we all admired. You're not going to be that person. We're one of us. Let's go ride dirt bikes and do dumb stuff, Throw bottles at signs or something.
We haven't vandalized in an hour.
Yes, we need a baseball bat, a mailbox or something, right? Because we're really intelligent people. So, yeah, it happens. And I think the message I'm trying to get out to people is when it comes to economics, people see that you're making the effort. People see that maybe you're not as consuming as much, or you're reading more, you're trying to learn more, you're trying to spend time with people who are maybe more successful to you, and that's threatening too, right? If you change your friend group a little bit just because you found this person, this gal, she's very successful, and you want to go have lunch with her, and then your friends see you at the lunch, and they're like, oh, I see how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that happens.
Yeah. Here with Scott Brown, Edgewater Family Wealth, EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Got a couple seminars coming up that you can be a part of. April 24th at Ruth's Chris right here in Orlando. April 26th at 1921 in Mount Dora. Just go to EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com and click there. Make your appointment. Also, they're on LinkedIn and Facebook. Connect with them there as well.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Find me on Facebook or LinkedIn, and I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, so that's the best place to connect.
And that's also another great reminder throughout your week. If you're following, like I follow Edgewater Family Wealth on Facebook, it comes up in your feed. They make a post, comes up in your feed. It reminds you, I need to be more fiscally responsible.
Exactly. I should not be at this lunch.
Yeah, it's like that, having a little Scott Brown on your shoulder.
Some people don't like that.
All right, it says here, your second topic was spend your time on what you can control. This is another, it's almost like you're fathering my kids here.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I tell them. And, I tell a lot of people in my orbit, and I get told this occasionally, but I'm pretty good at this, is I don't waste time on things I can't control the outcome of. Like I don't kick the wind. And the reason why is because I have learned in my life. I guess it's just age.
There you go.
It's just you just know that there are dead ends in life, and there's no reason to keep hammering at that wall. So I do the things I can control. I manage that the best I can, and it has really served me well. And I've told my kids to do the same thing. Take care of the things you control, man. Everything else that you can't, get your hands off of it and move towards your goal, because that stuff is just going to stick to you and be terrible for you.
Well, I mean, it's an election year, right? So that's a whole gigantic ball of things you can't control that you want to talk about.
Right.
And, I get it. You can vote, and you should vote as an American. It's your right and probably your obligation to do so. Beyond that, talking about it endlessly or trying to convince your neighbor or that uncle that's a different political persuasion than you, spending hours sending them memes and look at this and look at that and look at this video and look at this post and look at this. Listen,
time waster.
Listen, you're wasting your time. You're wasting their time, right? You're not going to change you unless you're running for office, which God bless you if you do that. But unless you're running for office, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? I have sensibilities. I have things I grew up with. I grew up in a certain place that believed certain things, and my parents thought this way, and my grandparents thought that way, and I took it all, and I came to some conclusions, and they are now my sensibilities. I'd like to believe I'm a curious and open-minded person, so if you make a great point, well, okay, maybe I might slightly pay attention, but probably not, right? So again, the reality is you're wasting a lot of time, and you're alienating people, but really, to back up, you're really just wasting time. You could be doing more productive time or more productive things with your time, which will help you learn about economics, learn about saving, learn about financial things, learn about life in general. But don't. And the reason I say this is a lot of times a client will walk in, especially this time of year, or this in a period like this, an election year.
Okay, gotcha.
And they'll say they'll want to spend a half an hour on whatever party they don't like, and a little bit on the party they do like. And I'm like, okay, well, we've got an hour. And if you want to spend a half an hour on something we can't control or do anything about, I don't really think that's a good use of our time.
Right. And you just tell them that right up front, because obviously they're just wasting time.
They believe that it's meaningful, and if you look at the statistics on, since we only have two parties that really matter at this point, unfortunately, Democrats and Republicans, if you look at the data, it's dead even. It's a dead heat. It just simply doesn't matter.
My son and I have this conversation all the time. He's a little bit more right than I am.
Yeah.
And we have this all the time. I said, tell me the last time anything that you just said really impacted your life.
Yeah.
Like actually impacted your life.
Or they think they make a great point. And then they stop and they're very proud of themselves and they say, I see.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, now what?
Next.
Yeah, what are we going to do now?
I think one of the hardest parts and also one of the most fun parts about living and being alive is finding out what is a waste of time. Because you have to put in work a little bit to a certain degree to find out, oh, this isn't for me, this isn't working, this conversation's going nowhere.
Right.
And that's tough because I know looking at it in my younger days, that time had a lot more elasticity. I think I said that word right.
Oh, you did, buddy. Good job.
It had a lot more stretchiness than it does.
Well, don't get it right and then bail.
Yeah,
No,
I
just dumbed it down for some reason.
Yeah, because I want everyone to understand it.
They got it.
So I want the stretchiness. The stretchiness in my 20s of finding out whether or not this was a waste of time was far easier to stretch. And now at 34, I feel like I'm picking up on this isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, wait till you get to nearly 60, then you'll realize a good portion of the things you've been spending time on are probably a waste of time. But as it circles back to economics, I think that people spend a lot of time looking for shortcuts. That is the ongoing theme.
And isn't that the most beautiful irony of all?
It is.
Spending all the time looking for a shortcut.
Yeah.
People spend their whole lives doing.
Looking for a shortcut.
They literally spend their whole lives going from shortcut to shortcut, only to find out at the end, turns out there were no shortcuts.
It's all that same thing. Like, why doesn't the criminal just spend the time learning how to make a good living?
Yes.
Instead of how to break into the bank.
Oh, let me defend the people who are pro shortcuts. I see the most powerful people in this country go shortcut after shortcut.
Yes.
I'm talking offshore banks. That's a shortcut. Don't have to pay taxes. So before we go ahead and take a dump on shortcuts, let it be known, in my mind, this country celebrates those.
Is that a shortcut or a tool?
Yeah,
that's not a shortcut.
Or is it just a rose by another name?
Well, to be fair, a lot of people get publicity for achieving success through shortcuts, but they're the rarity. So we all believe that somebody that won the lottery, they won the lottery and that got a lot of press, or they invented a widget, or they started a tech company. But like I say all the time, you should assume you're not those people. Right? Because there are so many more people who have gotten rich by saving and being responsible and just simply working hard and being thoughtful. Way more people, millions more people have done that than have won a lottery or have an offshore account or have started a tech company.
But that doesn't look good on social.
I know. Well, I mean, it doesn't make for a good meme. It's not good on Instagram. I get all that. But at the end of the day, I think most people get that.
Yeah.
They just don't want to accept it.
Yeah. It's because it's difficult,
Jim,
It's hard to sit at 25 years old and want to be loaded and realize it's going to take, 25 years to get there. You want it to happen tomorrow so you can go out and party with, everybody.
It's like I often say, people are bad at probability because the possibility of a win is in their face.
Yeah.
Scott Brown, 2024.
All right, Scott,
I'm
again.
often impressed by the things I say.
Yeah,
I don't
like
remember
that.
any of them,
All
but
right. Scott Brown, EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Make your appointment. Again, it's going to be April 24th at Ruth's Chris right here in Orlando, or April 26th in Mount Dora. That's Lake County at 1921, a wonderful restaurant up there. Remember, there's no fee for these seminars, but it is limited seating. That's the thing that you
one's
always
really limited.
need. You really need to pay attention that when we drop these dates or you go to the website, that there's only, 10, 12, 15 people or...
Orlando, we can do about 30, but I think we'll be a little less than that in Mount Dora,
Okay,
so
good.
you need to get on it if you're coming to Mount Dora.
Very good, because these do blow out pretty quick. They've become very popular, and we're already into late April. We're not even April yet, so get in there. Again, that's Ruth's Chris and Mount Dora, EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. You can make your appointment, save your slot right there. Scott, always good to see you.
Pleasure.
And by the way, if you have any questions about your portfolio, whether your 401k is operating properly, anything like that, maybe you've inherited some money, maybe you just want to find out what the money you have can do for you, EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Book an appointment. These guys will sit down and give you some direction to move you in the right direction. Scott, always good seeing you.
Love it. Appreciate you guys.
All right, guys. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Load them up. Trivia is next.
We have a prize. You have a frog. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is three-time Pro Bowler LeVar Arrington. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Baker Mayfield is back with the Bucs. He bet on himself. It paid off in a big way. This is the Baker we always wanted to see. Resilient. He's had his critics. I've been one. Doubters, highs and lows. But his self-awareness was always his downfall. But he made the right decision to stay in Tampa. Winnable division. He's matured. Kudos to Baker. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Tools Ace Hardware carries the best brands and grills out there, guys. Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, Napoleon, all the best. They also have pizza ovens, Uni and Gosney. I have an Uni. It's awesome. Not only for pizza, it cooks a damn good steak as well. Everybody needs a good place to sit. Outdoor furniture from Hollywood will make sure that happens. This stuff is indestructible, will not fade. It's awesome. They even have a service tech specializing in grills to help with any repair or warranty issues. Plus, you can get free assembly and local delivery on any backyard purchase, $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware. 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, including that brand new store in Hamlin. Or you can shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today, like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations like 24/7 Comedy.
If they were really donut holes, the bag would be empty.
When you need to laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search Comedy.
Should we call someone? I'm like, no, that's his face.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Hello, America. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you don't have Consumer Cellular yet, now is the perfect time to switch and save. For a limited time, new customers can get wireless service for as low as $15 a month for your first year. Yep, the same exact nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for $15 a month for an entire year. What are you waiting for? Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and use code RADIO15.
See consumercellular.com/firstyear15 for promotional details.
Hey listeners, do you want to win a scholarship while helping save lives? Well, now you can. Go to ProjectYellowLight.com, a scholarship competition for high school and college students to help with the brakes on distracted driving. Submit your radio ad idea and your submission could be turned into a national radio ad, just like the one you're listening to now. Make a statement, win a scholarship, save a life. Go to ProjectYellowLight.com in partnership with Project Yellow Light, NHTSA, the Ad Council, and iHeartRadio.
No purchase necessary. Ends April 1st, 2024. For details and official rules, hit up ProjectYellowLight.com.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendley Kramer Law calls every Wednesday at 8:35 on the Monsters in the Morning. Ray Trendley and the Monsters will be discussing all things law, from the latest celebrity legal troubles to what's going on out there. Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
I don't think anyone's hit on the worst case scenario with regard to wrestling a girl. As a 15-year-old boy, if I were trying to put a girl in a hold or try to pin her down or anything like that, Mr. Nubby Chubby might make an unscheduled appearance. That's worst case scenario, folks.
I am Soul Man Son. I am 12 years old. I would prefer getting beat by a gay dude because at least it's a dude.
Oh, my God. He's on there, dude. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Dev is here. Jack is here.
Yeah.
And Ross has the sauce jar.
Chugga, chugga.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
I have a beautiful pair of tickets to see Orlando City SC versus Austin FC. This is March 23rd at Intern Co Stadium. But you're not just going to see Orlando City versus Austin. You're also going to see a post-match concert. They do this a handful of times a year with Vanilla Ice, Montel Jordan, and Rob Bass.
Get out of here.
This is going to be a trip of a soccer match.
The 90s are at the door, guys.
Yeah. And well, that's what they're celebrating. They're celebrating 90s. It's like a throwback. And that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Put their fully trained expert moving crews to the test, but be aware they're adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, driving safely. Customer service service, and so much more. Speaking of more, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that's going to get you a discount. So book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Clickety-clack, back to you.
Thanks, Deb. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Ross, who's first?
Hi, my name's Bill Paxton. Did you know that the power of a tornado?
Twister.
Yeah. Bill.
Bill, very good. Here we go. Bill, how you doing?
Thought that was good.
Great, sir.
Good. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Yes, I would.
All right, let's do it.
Game show.
All right, Bill, this is a really easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers, however, is a lie. If you can find that lie, off you go to Vanilla Ice's bus, and God only knows what's going to happen from there. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. On this day in 1957, that's 1957, Random House and Houghton Mifflin co-publish The Cat in the Hat, which is the first book by children's author Theodore Geisel, also known as Dr. Seuss. Here are 3 fun facts about The Cat in the Hat and Dr. Seuss, and one lie that it drives a weird car. And I didn't write that. I just wrote it then, which is terrible. All right, here we go. Number 1, buddy. Green Eggs and Ham was the result of a bet that Seuss made that he couldn't write a book using just 50 words. Number 2, Green Eggs and Ham was the first children's book translated into French, German, and Spanish. Number 3, his name is actually pronounced Zoyce, but he liked that readers' interpretation of it rhymed with Mother Goose, so he kept it.
Oh.
Or lastly, Dr. Seuss's father was a master beer brewer and ran one of the biggest breweries in New England. Which of those is a lie?
I'm going to go with number 2.
Nah, number 2's the answer, buddy, right off the bat there. Man, you broke my streak. I've been on one, man. Good job. You're a winner, bud.
3's usual, but yeah, I just said the heck with it.
Yeah, that's very cool. I didn't get any of that. That's fine. You're a winner.
1 prize, 2 prize, 3 prize, 4 prize.
That's right. Yeah, Green Eggs and Ham was the result of a bet. Somebody bet him and said, I bet you can't write a children's book that only has 50 words in it. And he says, watch me, hold my beer.
Yeah, there you go.
And he did. He wrote Green Eggs and Ham that only has 50 total words in the entire book. Green Eggs and Ham was also the... No, that's not true. His name is actually pronounced Zoyce, right? It's the German pronunciation of what you see as Seuss, but it's pronounced Zoyce. But he didn't correct anybody because he liked the fact that it rhymed with Mother Goose, of course, the famous
children's rhyme.
Children's rhyme. Yeah, so it was just kind of interesting when I read that. I was like, man, that's really savvy when you think about it. Dr. Seuss's father was a master beer brewer and did run one of the biggest breweries in all of New England. I tried to find out what the brewery was, but I could not find out what it was. I was thinking maybe it was like Anchor Steam or maybe it could
I
have
was
been
thinking that one was the lie.
Yeah, no, that's true. A couple other things you may not know about Dr. Seuss or his books. Dr. Seuss never had kids and actually was said to be afraid of them.
Well,
because of? Why do you
germs.
Think? Why do you think? Well, that was one of them. But that wasn't the number one reason, though.
Because he didn't like the people who read his books.
That's not it.
Short people.
He didn't like their unpredictability. Like, he didn't like the fact that you couldn't predict what a kid was going to do. At any point, it could go crazy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's estimated that what percentage of children receive a Dr. Seuss book as their first book?
65%.
65%?
70%.
75.
Yeah, 25%. 1 out of 4 kids
really
receives a Dr. Seuss book as their very first book.
Anything above 50 is like impossible.
Right.
Yeah, nailed it.
When his publisher told him to write a book first graders can't put down, he returned with Cat in the Hat. So his publisher dared him. By the way, his first book wasn't Cat in the Hat. It got rejected 27 times. His first book. Let's see. Dr. Seuss was voted the least likely to succeed by his Dartmouth classmates.
Who are they?
Yeah. He used the name Dr. Seuss because he wanted to save his full name for this great American novel he was going to eventually write. So he wanted to be able to put Theodore Seuss Geisel on the bottom of a novel. So instead, he just used Dr. Seuss because he didn't want to ruin the pomp and circumstance.
Didn't want to taint his name.
That's right. He wrote children's books because it did not conflict with his marketing job's creative contract. That's the only reason.
Wow.
He wasn't going to even do it, but he had a deal, and he said that was the only form of creativity or writing that he could put out that would not be in violation of his deal. So he started writing children's books. And apparently he wasn't a really savory dude his wife said that he used to lock himself in this tower of this house they had in California. It had like this turret tower thing, and he would get up in the morning and lock himself in that room and would stay in there for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, not coming out, not asking for anything, nothing, and then just would reappear from the room.
Oh, that's weird.
Kind of an odd dude.
I mean, that sounds kind of like a sweet life, right?
Exactly.
This guy's got no kids. He's in a tower, and he just locks himself up.
Tell me more.
Real fast, do you have a clear-cut Dr. Seuss favorite story?
Cat in the Hat, man.
Straight up, you're missing out. Starbelly Sneetches.
Starbelly Sneetches.
Starbelly Sneetches is the most underrated Dr. Seuss book of all time.
I know, maybe The Grinch is my favorite.
It's powerful. And it's also, he decided to go with that story, and it's like based off of World War II discrimination.
Yeah, there's another one I think he wrote that's something like that he uses a children's book to kind of illustrate. It's either racism or something else.
Well, he wrote anti-Nazi political cartoons as well.
Well, that's what he started at. He drew them and wrote them. That's what he, post-World War II, that's exactly what he did.
Like, Starbelly Sneetches straight up got a tear-jerker moment.
Really?
In it. Yeah.
I'll check it out.
It ends, I know it's a children's book, but that thing slaps.
Really?
It's timeless.
Thoughts?
It's time. It's time, Jim. It's time not just for thoughts, but it's been a while since we popped open this little bitty.
Oh, God, dude.
This little bitty on a Tuesday. Don't squirm. It's time to get positive. It's time to normalize some stuff.
Oh, yes.
We have to normalize some things that people have this weird stigma behind, and I'm here to remind people, drop the stigma. Drop the stigma. We got to normalize that.
I'm glad it's this. I wasn't ready for the pressure of the council today.
Yeah, that would have been, I was like, no.
All right, we'll normalize it next with Ross Thoughts.
In 4 days, the News Junkies Just Okay 8, presented by Mills Air and JustCallMo.com. This Saturday at the Plaza Live. Get your tickets now at realradio.fm/justokay.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound through downtown, as well as by the major attractions exits. A crash is causing stop-and-go delays eastbound on Lake Mary Boulevard, where the left lane is blocked near Longwood Lake Mary Road. Still seeing delays from the earlier crash northbound on the Turnpike that was partially blocking the exit ramp to the Oakland Exchange exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Man, you want your house to look better, feel better, be safer, all those things. FAS Windows and Doors, that is the answer. These guys are awesome. FAS, by the way, stands for Father and Son. John and Ernie been doing it for a while here. The best installers in the business, and I know that because when they installed my sliding glass door in my last house, when the inspector came, he's like, man, who put this in? I said, it's FAS Windows and Doors. He just kind of said, oh, I should have guessed that. That's how good they are. And not to mention, the products are amazing as well. One of the largest window and door showrooms in all of Central Florida. Plenty of windows for styles that you can choose from. Every possibility is there. They install them, no time at all. You're set. Full selection of hurricane windows and doors. They're all built with security glass, impact-resistant glass, which works very well with noise, with security, with maximum efficiency. They always give you free estimates, plenty of options. Every product they sell has a lifetime warranty. And better, right now, if you act, you can get $55 per window and $95 per door discounts. No money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. Look, they have everything you want. They're great people. And what these windows will do for your house is simply amazing. It'll feel better. It'll be quieter. Your AC will work less. Your power bills will drop. And it'll just look better from the curb. Book your appointment today. Find out what these guys can do for you. It's FASWD.com.
You call that a precision stop?
When a rookie stunt driver,
Just give me a shot.
meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all,
Come on, focus.
they'll soon find out that behind the wheel of the Nissan Rogue, with the power of VC turbo and the most fuel-efficient gas-powered engine in its class,
Watch this.
the protege can become a master. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Level up your drive with 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue. Shop the Nissan sales event. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Auto Pacific segmentation excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city, 34 highway to 30 city, 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. For well-qualified buyers, 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on new 2023 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 60 months financing at $1,748 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and INMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 4/1/24.
International Diamond Center invites you to step into a world of elegance and luxury as we roll out the red carpet for the world's 2 largest bridal designers this weekend. Tacori and Verragio are here with their entire collections. Exceptional handcrafted rings made with intricate detail and craftsmanship. See the entire collection from Tacori. Exquisite handcrafted rings from true artisans in California. And here from New York, see all the latest from Verragio. Unique, distinctive, and personalized. Find the ring of your dreams and enjoy 2 years zero-interest financing. Plus, at this event, when you buy any Tacori or Verragio ring, IDC will give you a $500 gift card. Buy the matching wedding band and get a $1,000 gift card. Don't miss this spectacular event featuring the most exclusive designers in bridal, and let IDC's experts help you match up the most perfect diamond for the ring you'll fall in love with. It's happening this Friday through Sunday, exclusively at International Diamond Center. All 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution, and that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month, and it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. They're a Carrier Factory Authorized dealer, and there are rebates that you get up to $1,275 on a brand new Carrier unit. If you're going to go with the experts, you got to go with Carrier, and you got to go with MillsAir.com. That's where I got my system. I absolutely love it. And you got to make sure you do maintenance on your AC system. They do service on all brands of AC, and it can detect and prevent an upcoming breakdown for you and save you a lot of money. You can count on MillsAir.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
Hey, good afternoon. I don't know if this is the right area to ask, but I figured with the next segment coming on, I figured I'd ask. I'm a 34-year-old. I've got a little goose egg. I currently have it in a high-yield savings account. However, I'm looking to maybe invest it, but I don't know what to do with it. I'm just kind of curious what you would do with that money, but I appreciate any answers I can get. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.
There you go, boss. EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. That's where you can get some answers there. Scott, it's already taken off, but we appreciate your engagement. A lot of people out there wondering if their money is working hard for them. I'm taking mine to him. He's going to optimize my 401k for me to make sure it's earning exactly what it should. So I trust this cat. He's been doing it a real long time in town. Got a great track record and, really has become quite an asset here in the program.
And also for that guy, sign up for one of those seminars, either the Orlando one or the Mount Dora one.
They will answer any question you want. By the way, this Florida Jobs Now job fair is awesome. It's tomorrow from noon until 4 at the Orlando Science Center. We'll tell you more in just 1 second. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. And speaking of Ross, let's get some thoughts.
It's weird.
All right.
It's funny.
Let's get it.
Sometimes.
Not joking around.
Sneeches get sneeches.
Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
It's Normalized Tuesday. It's where we grab some things that people look at it and go, that's weird. And then I grab them by their freaking necks and go, no, it's not. Just
throttle them.
Just normalize it. Just let it happen. It's okay as it enters society in its role that it has been given.
So aggro, man.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. A lot of people, look, change is uncomfortable. I get it. But here's something. Some things that are there to cause change are absolutely obliterating it as long as you just put on your glasses and squint a little bit. Example, let's normalize this. This is already a trend, but it's not universally being used. And I love this. I love this new thing in the last 2 or 3 years, okay? I'm going to go ahead and say that little handle for your foot on a bathroom door. Normalize those suckers. Have you guys found one yet?
Oh, you mean the thing that keeps your door from banging into the...
No.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Even better, Deb. There's a little handle now. Instead of grabbing that dirty-ass bathroom handle to get into the bathroom, a lot of places now are putting a little handle down on the ground that's attached to the door, so you use your foot to open up the door.
Really?
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen that either.
Oh, it's here. I think it's even in this building somewhere.
They also have one where it's like a bar that comes up from the regular handle so you can use your arm to pull it. It's like an arm bar where you can open the door that way. They have those at Wawa.
Wow, I did not know that.
Whatever massive corporation that owns all of us, more bathroom door foot handles.
There's one giant corporation that owns all the people.
I forgot who it is. Blackstone or something. I forgot. It's hard to, debts keep getting swapped. Who knows?
Right, sure.
But I will not just stop there when it comes to foot and bathroom stuff. I flush with my foot, and you should too.
I flush with my foot as well, friend.
It's time to flush with feet.
I'm a foot flusher.
Yeah, at work, not at home.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
at
right,
home, I know who's touched that.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that you've washed your hands.
Yeah.
I don't. I just use the motion sensor since I'm human, and it flushes. You get up, it flushes.
Okay.
I don't have to touch it.
But you're not always around the same toilet, though. What I'm saying is some of them have handles, and you have to flush them with your feet. Get with the program,
What about
Jack.
the urinal?
What do
Huh?
you mean?
What about the urinal?
I can kick.
You cannot kick that
I
high.
took karate.
I think you might need more than karate. That might be a ballet class, too. I don't know. You're going to have to pirouette to get that handle.
I don't think you have it in you.
If it's a little kid urinal, I think you got that.
What are you saying?
First floor on the right.
To be able
7
to-
o'clock, meet you there.
Okay. Oh, my
to be
God.
able to flush with your feet on a normal adult size, I don't know if you got that flexibility.
Buddy, I got it. I'm telling you.
You're going to have
Here's
to...
a video waiting to be
Yeah,
made.
you're going to
Now,
have
listen.
to go directly to the men's room after Ross
That's
Thoughts.
not true. I have to turn my back to it so I can use my knee.
All right, this one. Oh, this one's so good. People don't normalize this. People don't even know about this. Normalize using the toll side of an e-pass when you have an e-pass.
In other words,
It's the same thing.
Where it says coins only, they're lying.
It's lies,
It's
fabrications.
lies.
They're fibbing.
It's another way the government's trying to control you.
You can still go right through it. Sure, it should beep. It doesn't, but that's a whole nother thing.
It's fine.
But you can use the coins only lane if you have an e-pass, and I think people are sleeping on that fact. It's time to normalize that.
As a matter of fact, you're 100% right. I saw somebody wait to change lanes and hold up traffic because they thought that it was coins only, but if you look up top, it also has the e-pass logo right next to it as well. It works fine. That's 100%.
People be sleeping on that. You can go through both. God, Jim, you're going to like this one. Normalize 2 people. Date night. 1 appetizer, 1 entree.
God, you are, buddy. Are you living? Are you?
I know you do this, and I'm not gonna lie. I swagger jacked it from you.
Are you watching us through a window?
It's the way to go. You're going to save the calories and a few bucks,
buddy.
You can grab that extra $5 to $10. Use that on a drink.
I'm telling you straight up, no joke. When we go to sit down at restaurants, we're not talking about fast cash place, right? Like Chipotle or anything like that.
Yeah.
But when we go to a nice restaurant, that's exactly what we do. We agree on an appetizer, we agree on an entree, we split it, and love it. Save money. We're always full. That is a great normalization because there's something weird about that. Like people think that's like cheating the restaurant or something.
Yeah.
It's not, dude. You're fine.
Do you get the appetizer and the entree at the same time?
No. Jack. God,
well, time out. You're talking about splitting meals.
Yes.
And then you are going to actually try and shame me.
Yes.
Because I proffer the question on if you get it simultaneously.
Listen, I can't even hear that. Go ahead, Ross.
I got it.
I apologize for him.
All right, so this one's kind of weird. Deb, by the way, before we move on, 1 appetizer, 1 entree. You're a happy wife, right?
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, we usually will just go 2 entrees.
Yeah, because I mean, he ain't doing. He's not having that, right?
Look at that.
Well, yeah.
He's pretty much a red meat
He's
guy.
like
Eats
12
the
feet tall.
Yeah,
Right,
No.
exactly.
Okay, hold on. You guys did you hear what she's just said? She said no entrees, 2 apps.
I'm sorry, no apps, just the entrees.
2 entrees. Okay,
yeah, it's very rare for us to order an appetizer.
So I don't understand. The next thing that
Not
we
even
need,
the bread.
The next thing that we have to normalize. There's 2 types of people: people who do this and people who don't. We need to normalize a really misunderstood group of people.
Okay.
They've been judged, and I'm not saying that they're right or that they're wrong. I'm just saying it's been happening for such a long time.
Is it girls wrestlers?
That it's normal.
Okay.
Fries and Frosties. It's not a weird thing to me anymore.
That's where you lose me.
It's been happening for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Whenever the beginning of the Frosty was, I'm pretty sure some stoner was like, oh, dude, hot, cold. Whoa, it's happening. It's like potato a la mode.
This is where Jim steps to the side.
Normalize it. People have been doing
I
it.
can't. My wife does it. My
I'm
wife
not
eats French fries with chocolate Frosties and loves it like as if she's eating caviar. And I'm like, what are you doing?
And I'm not saying to
with
go
me in the car.
I'm not saying go ahead and do it. I'm just saying what Jim just did, cut that out.
Yeah. Jim's the problem here.
Don't get freaked out by it, Jim. It's normal. People do it. They've been doing it for a very long time.
The Jim judgment.
Listen, the person I hump does it. So.
Where's she going to go? Normalize. Now, this is going to be weird. I understand this is going to lose some people because I know that this is not the correct way of saying the word. But like someone on their second language, what do? You give them leniency. You give them a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of grace. So when the next time you see some trucker dude stepping out of his semi and he walks up to Taco Bell and he asks for a quesadilla, he's trying his best.
He is. God bless him.
He's trying his best. And I'm here to normalize. Now, I'm not trying to normalize quesadilla in the sense of like, that's so funny. But to the people, them good old boys.
Like the Polo Tropical?
Oh, yeah. Those guys.
Like this fella?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
Let me get a quesadilla.
Let me get a quesadilla, and let's see. I'll take 2 of them fancy tacos, Dr. Pepper, no ice, and crunch wrap.
Yeah, that is modest. That is honest, and that should not be out of the blue anymore. Quesadilla's been around for a while. We should stop picking on our older white truckers who just throw an R on there for no reason.
No, dude, I'm Indian.
Yeah, what a plot twist for years. We always thought, never mind. Normalize, and now this is really for me. This one's for me. I don't know if this is for anybody else. Normalize.
Wait. In other words, you're saying I should take this up.
Well, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's kind of sad, but maybe this is just me stepping into stage 5 adulthood.
Okay.
Normalize doing what you don't want to do.
Yeah, baby.
All of the things that you don't want to do that you keep not doing more than likely take like 10 minutes tops.
So
like push-ups.
My wife used to do this all the time. She would be like, I hate washing dishes. She goes, watch how fast this goes. And I'm like, it's not going to go fast. And I'd go to the bathroom and come back. She's done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no way you did that. And she's like, this is how fast it is. This is why I tell you, just wash the dishes. And I'm like, God, I hate it when you're right.
Normalize doing what you don't want to do. You don't want to eat a bunch of celery. It's not that delicious. I mean, it's got a crunch, but it tastes like water fiber. I don't even know what it is.
Water string.
Water string. That's what it tastes like. H2O string. But that's not what you want to do. It's going to be good for you. All the things, I don't know why the higher power decided on this, that all the good things are awful for us and all the bad things are really good for us.
That way you can have discipline.
I guess, man. Thanks. Shout out to the guy upstairs, man, because it's been a blast. Normalize doing what you don't want to do, and I promise you, I think by the end of the day, you did earn that beer. You did earn that cookie. But no one deserves the painful sentence of that much celery. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I'm buying a house. I don't know if you're in the market for a house, but something just changed in the real estate market. And I have to tell you, I am floored that this just became a thing in Florida. I'll tell you what that is next. I bet money it's going to be shocking to most of the audience.
Make your smart speaker smarter. Hey, Google, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound through downtown, as well as by the major attractions exits. A crash is causing stop-and-go delays eastbound on Lake Mary Boulevard, where the left lane is blocked near Longwood Lake Mary Road. Still seeing delays from the earlier crash northbound on the Turnpike that was partially blocking the exit ramp to the Oakland Exchange exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Come to Audible and discover the best selection of audiobooks without exception. Bestsellers, new releases, plus podcasts and exclusive Audible originals. You'll find everything you love all in one place. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Let's get you that new bathroom you've been dreaming about for so long, and let's get it from a reputable company that you can trust when you hire them. Of course, that's Rebath in Mid-Florida. These guys are great, Josh and Dave. Wonderful people. It's a father and son run business. They've been doing it for like 15 years here in Orlando, and they urge you to Google them. Matter of fact, please Google them. Take a few minutes, Google them, and read the reviews. It's just bananas how well they're received by the people that spend their money with them. Not only are they nice, not only do they get the job done quickly, but they offer you incredible products that happens in just 4 to 6 days. They even give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the installation. Here's the best part, again, is you don't have to have like a design pro. They have that in-house. So they sit you down, their products, their ideas. You're like, well, I like it here. I like this shower. I like this tub. Then they put it together and boom, you have a bathroom. They get it installed. You're happy. Now, look, let me tell you, if you're worried about reputation, they've got you covered there as well. Here's why I know that. You know, the blue and the orange, those big stores that deal in DIY stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Rebath installs their bathrooms for them. If they can trust Rebath, you can certainly trust Rebath. If you want that beautiful bathroom to change your home, Rebath in Mid-Florida can do that for you. Log on to the website, look at those before and afters, then book your appointment because your new bathroom is right there now, Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively. Across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Nothing adds crunch to a salad quite like a fresh bell pepper. If the bell peppers you're buying don't sound like this, then they're not fresh from Florida. Florida bell peppers are grown right here in the Sunshine State by our hard-working local farmers. That means they're fresher, crisper, and have a way better. Bell peppers are in season now. So look for the Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop. Fresh from Florida, there's sunshine in every...
Embark on a journey through the most absurd moments of the human story with Ridiculous History, the podcast that explores the bizarre corners of human existence, like the evolution of the toilet, the story of Comic Sans, or the exploits of the notorious Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr is like, one day, my life is going to be part of a musical.
However, though, he probably didn't necessarily at this point think that he was going to be the villain.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tools Ace Hardware carries the best brands in grills from Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Napoleon. They also have pizza ovens from Uni and Gosney. And make sure everyone has a place to sit with outdoor furniture from Pollywood. And now they have a service technician specializing in grills to help with any repair or warranty issues. Get free assembly and local delivery on any backyard purchase, $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, 13 convenient locations in Central Florida, including their new store in Hamlin, just open. Or you can shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Hey Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line, with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
A real crew capsule. A next-generation space plane. A rocket booster that landed itself. Where will they inspire you to go? Mars? The rings of Saturn? New worlds light years beyond. Choose your breathtaking journey into the future of space travel at Gateway, the Deep Space Launch Complex, featuring Spaceport KSC, where real space meets real thrills. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for tickets.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 24/7 comedy.
Men don't settle down. We surrender.
Women, we never express the emotions we're actually feeling, right? I'm fine means I'm about to stab you in the neck.
Clips from today's top comedians and the greatest of all time.
Donut hole. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
When you need a laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
You can actually change the station.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need new windows? Then you need Mike and his team at HBNUSA.com.
Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
Okay, guys, I'm going to pull a Taco Bell playbook with Wendy's. I promise I'm not high. Wendy's needs to come out with poutine where they put Frosty on top of it. And I am radio trademarking that.
Frosty poutine, buddy. Well, you could really, because it has to have, look, so poutine is French fries, gravy, and then
cheese
beef.
curds.
Beef and cheese curds. Yeah. Right, it's got to have, well, it didn't have to have protein,
I don't think
right?
I don't think it has beef.
Protein is interchangeable. Cheese curds, gravy, fries.
That's it. You're right.
Yeah.
Squeak.
Squeaks.
Make them squeak.
Squeaky curds.
That's damn good, too, boy. That is lumberjack food. Fat carbs.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack. Go. And Ross.
It's true.
So this is kind of crazy, considering how much time this gets, in the media. But for the very first time, Floridians are going to learn something if they're buying a home.
How expensive a roof is.
Now, it's
HIV test.
It's interesting because in Florida, or actually just nationwide, we've always wondered kind of out loud, if you're buying a house and what happened in it, they're supposed to tell you.
Murder.
I've seen the story.
Yeah, murder or suicide, anything like that. If there was a death in the house, a recent death, or if that was the reason why the person's not in the home anymore, we always thought, well, realtors have to tell you that. They have to tell you if it's haunted. They have to tell you if somebody killed themselves there, or whatever the case may be.
Do they, though?
Now, I don't
know.
I don't think they do.
I don't really know if they do or not, actually. I don't believe they do.
I wouldn't think that they have to.
And now, they may not have to offer it, but if you ask, I don't think they can lie to you about it. Like if you say, hey, I heard a rumor that the former owner killed themselves in the bathroom. Is that true? They can say they don't know, I guess, but I don't believe they can lie about it.
They'd probably respond like a realtor. About that. He did take himself in this 465 square foot bathroom. Did I mention that it's a walk-in?
And oddly enough, brand new paint.
Yeah, brand new paint. We just took over a full refurb, especially the bathroom floor.
Inhale deep. See how clean that smells?
We're not going to tell you why, but there's a nice light fixture here too now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, that's not exactly it. What do you think it is? And this is the very first time. Matter of fact, it hasn't even passed yet. Still waiting on the governor's signature. It is a bipartisan bill that guarantees that if you buy a house in Florida, that you can know this. And to think this hasn't existed, by the way, is insanity.
If you have any money owed to you.
No.
Yeah, that would be too positive.
If your house has been flooded or is a flood risk. And I'll tell you why this is crazy. Like, of course, I'm selling a house right now, or it's actually sold, and we live on a pond, and we live in Seminole County adjacent to the St. Johns River. And, of course, all you have to do is have a TV and a brain, and you would know the last, 10 years has been, let's say, a hoot out in that part of Seminole County.
Real wet.
Real wet. Canoeing to your house isn't out of the question sometimes of year. I couldn't believe the fact that Florida did not have a law on the books that required, if asked, I guess, if a realtor could say if a house has had flood issues in a flood zone or flood troubles or had been flooded. And the reason why I think that's crazy is the number one thing asked about my house from every single person who was thinking about buying my house, the number one question was flooding.
That's because you live out in the Geneva area, and anyone with half a brain and a television heard nothing but Geneva with the severe flooding over the last couple of hurricane seasons.
That's right. It says this will change if the Florida legislature passed the first flood disclosure bill in state history. And believe it or not, this is not like automatic in all states. Actually, there are only a few states that have this. If signed into law, it would reveal some, but not all, by the way, of flood risk for a potential home. Buyers will be able to find out if the property they're considering has made any flood insurance claims or received any federal aid for flood damage. But that's it.
Well, it's interesting. There's a lot of communities on the Gulf Coast that got hit, damaged with Hurricane Ian. And have since had to redo their flood zone maps.
Sure.
So you could be living in that house for 25 years and never needed flood insurance, but because of what happened over the last couple of hurricane seasons, now the county has redrawn those maps, or the federal government, and now you have to have flood insurance.
Representative Christine Hunskowski sponsored the House version of the bill, called it an important educational effort for all Floridians, especially newcomers to the state. She said she was pleased the bill received bipartisan unanimous support. After years, they've tried to do this for quite a while, and all of this always gets shut down. I can't imagine why. Probably not the insurance lobby, though.
No, never.
It shows that people are paying attention, and the resilience, flooding, the climate change are all things that people can't ignore here in the state. Central Florida currently does not explicitly require sellers to tell buyers about the flood history or flood risk of their property in the same way that it requires disclosures about sinkholes or lead paint. Oh. So here's the funny thing. I mean, you can get flooded in a summer storm here in Central Florida, but they want to tell you about sinkholes. That 1 out of a trillion thing that could happen to you. I mean, it's not I'm being facetious.
No,
but,
I know, but
it's still 1 in a million chance. Way more than that. Way more than that.
So
it's got to be 1 in a couple 100 million that you ever get sucked up by a sinkhole or affected by one.
So I got a friend.
I think you jumped it there.
What do you
it's
think?
More than 1 in a million, but 200 million. How many homes are there in America?
I mean, whatever that is, whatever the thing, it can't be.
Yeah, it's not frequent, but still, frightening.
But I mean, flooding is considerably more frequent.
Yes, no doubt about it.
I got a friend who bought a house that was next to a sinkhole from like a long time ago, and there's two ways to look at it. And I know I look at it as a glass half full. I'm like, what are the chances of two sinkholes happening at the same? Yeah, I mean, it's far enough. It's not like 10 feet away, but it's almost like the safest day to go on a plane was the time after 9/11, right? Because you're playing the numbers game. That's not going to happen again. But my question to you guys is that the same thing with sinkholes? Do you look at it and go like, well, there's no way the lightning strikes twice? Well, sinkholes a whole different thing.
Well, I think the sinkholes, they can't be predicted by any means, but I guess if an area, because we know the house that ate the dude, that they've had a second one open up there, right? Like they've had another experience with that, right?
The Gulf Coast area is probably the most affected by sinkholes. That going up like into the Panhandle area, they're just rife with it over in their area.
Yeah, but I mean, the two happening in that one same place means that maybe a geological kind of disturbance or something like that underneath, more predictable than lightning. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Study by UF done in 2021 estimates this percentage of the surface land in the United States is able to get a sinkhole.
Susceptible, okay?
Susceptible.
18%.
That is a great guess. We'll call it there 20.
Yeah.
20%?
So 1 out of 5
of the country could just go like, That's insane.
Just open up and swallow you?
Yeah.
It says this is the first step that Florida has taken, and it should be praised because it's a big deal. There's more to do, says Rachel Road. It says the rollout of this new mandatory disclosure will help determine if it's actually an effective tool for Floridians choosing a less flood-prone place to live. What they're going to basically see. But it still doesn't cover everything. I don't believe that there was a case where a woman and the realtor lied about the house being flooded. They were sued by the buyer and won, but the company and the person filed bankruptcy before they had to pay anything out.
No.
Well, a couple, to just call back to what we talked about earlier, a couple of people texted us at 77031 and said their wife is a real estate agent. You do not have to tell them any of that stuff. However, like if it's haunted with someone
especially the ghost
killed there. However, if you ask, they are supposed to answer.
They have to. And that's one of the problems they got into here is the real estate company was asked and then they lied about it. So, and there are certain areas in the city, we've talked about this before, Orlo Vista, out where I am, Sanford, some areas like that, where you have to ask those questions because it is so prone to high water that can turn into flooding.
And are you in a flood zone?
No, I'm not.
Were all the houses affected by Ian? I mean, it's Orlo Vista. Is that a flood zone?
No, it shouldn't. Right? No, it shouldn't be because, but it's the sewer problem. That's really, it's a drain issue for Orlo Vista. It has nothing to do with, like a natural happening thing.
Because I think a lot of the places that experienced problems were places you didn't expect them to. I didn't expect 2 miles from my house to have streets underwater.
Oh, buddy, let me tell you.
My best friend in Altamont Springs, simply because a lift station wasn't turned on, had 9 inches of water in her house. It took her a year to get back into the house.
The dude who created the Kathy Paget Will Kill You logo, that guy lives in Winter Springs, actually not far from Jack, just down the road. They have just a little babbling brook running through their backyard. Well, that came up in the living room to stay for a couple days.
Yep.
They had 4 inches of water in their living room for a month.
Well, look at those houses just last week where, 2 numbnut drivers hit a hydrant. One house gets flooded. He had just finished renovations. And he had several inches of water in his house. And because it didn't come from a broken pipe, it's carrying all those contaminants. It ends up being black water that you end up having to rip everything out for.
Hey, man, let me tell you, if you go online, like in that area where I am, after the floods for a while, you could see houses and for sale. And then you go into the photographs and there's nothing inside, or some of the rooms 3 feet up will just have the drywall cut. And it's dried out. But the problem is if they don't disclose that stuff, you get standing water for 2 or 3 weeks, soaks into those boards. They go back in, don't dry it out properly, don't treat it properly. Then they hammer drywall in there. That mold hits that heat. And the next thing you know, behind your walls, you got black mold, no idea why everybody's bleeding from the nose.
Well, a couple of texts came in. Crazy that you have to disclose your car has been flooded, but not your house.
Right.
And then FEMA also has floodplain maps online.
Yeah. Well, you get a flood assessment for your house. Like
Right.
like Jack was saying, you're in a flood zone. Everybody kept asking us if we were in a flood zone. We are not. It's so funny though. The front of our house is flood zone whatever, but in the back it's a different flood zone because we do have a body of water back there.
It's a mullet of flood
Right,
zones.
exactly. It's a flood zone mullet. But our pond back there, we have a 500-year floodplain, and even with all that water we got a couple of years back, it did not pass that. So, I mean, we're safe as kittens, but, that doesn't really matter. When they see the word flood and you're in Florida, man, they're trying to run from that noise.
I was going to say, and that's the fear. You think of a storm. Can you imagine the person who has to call their insurance company and say, it was a fire hydrant that, I need another 100,000 G's to refurb my house.
So is this becoming a law? They talking about it? Or
they're hoping to have it signed.
Governor's got to sign it, but it's bipartisan support going in. And this is a pared down. They really wanted more disclosures. They had to compromise to get it to where it is now, but they say this is a good starting point. They're going to see how it affects the market, and then they can maybe make other disclosure or other amendments to it later.
And who's fighting to hide the information about flood?
I wonder.
And this is where this is good news all the way up to the point where and they got most of it situated. And then I know this is what I think. Society, if you leave a little crack for, let's say, a lobbyist or an insurance company to exploit, they're going to. So call me a pessimist or a negative Nancy. This is a great thing that's going to get signed, and it's probably going to be good publicity for somebody. But at the end of the day, I don't even believe in it, because if you're not telling me 100% of the history of the flood, the people in power will then take advantage of the people who are not.
Well, I mean, the fact that they don't have to disclose it at all is a joke.
Yeah,
I'm going to be dead honest with you, because it's a health issue. I mean, lead paint is one thing, but I mean, black mold's a thing as well.
So isn't that something that you would want to ace? 100% communication by law. If this house was hit by a flood, it's on its Carfax.
Yeah, it should be there. You're right, 100%. And that's what they wanted, but they had to cut that out because that was a little too much for them, Ross. Little too much truth for them.
Yeah, they're not for us. That's why.
Oh, no, they're not.
They never
they're
have
for
been.
the dollar.
Yeah. So
never have been.
Well, no one said it during the segment, so I wanted to say it.
Okay, there you go.
Because I don't believe in this, because I think that's a whole bunch of, oh, man, that's great. Get your commercial. Get all the good words. No one's going to disagree with this. That's a slam dunk. Until you get to the part where we don't disclose that last part, which probably gives them enough of a loophole to run around circles around the people who are about to buy a house.
Says this bill was supported by the Florida Realtors Association, an industry that has historically been seen as opposed to flood disclosure. As you might imagine, it's hard to sell a house that has had a foot of water in it for a month. Trey Goldman, the group's legal counsel, says disclosure seemed inevitable in Florida and called the bill a win for consumers and the realtors he represents. Now, he had to turn around and say, hey, the realtors kind of like that too. But, in reality, what's going to happen is you're just going to have a hard time finding a realtor to represent your house that's had flood issues if they have to answer, because no realtor is going to show a house and then inevitably have to answer to the prospective buyer that, this thing was flooded a year ago. Because they know that no realtor wants to drive across town to tell somebody that, knowing it's not going to work out to be a sell.
And some realtors will experience that, but if you leave that 10% open, well, I bet you that 10% open, right? Hopefully I'm not being too confusing, that they went ahead and, you know what, instead of 0% communication when it comes to flood, let's jump it to 90. That 10% left, that's only going to be set for a certain amount of realtors, and then the new trend of how to sell a house will be determined by that 10% for the rest of the 90, and we go back to square one.
The language will be crafted for sure.
And that's why I'm I don't believe in this.
Quote, Florida is a big crowded state. It has weather, severe, frequent. We're hoping to do is give buyers info in a way that's meaningful and allows them to make meaningful decisions while at the same time reducing later claims of misrepresentation. It says the bill is groundbreaking for Florida, but it's still much weaker than its counterparts in other states, like Texas, by the way, has a much stricter bill here. And in the final weeks of the legislative session, it was severely weakened, going to what Ross is saying. Questions about whether a property had ever been damaged in a flood or whether the property had a flood insurance policy have been slashed. In other words, you can't ask somebody, hey, do you have flood insurance on the home? Because, of course, that tells you then that the house is in a flood area.
Well,
and a mortgage company won't give you one if it's in a flood area and you don't have
if I'm buying a house and I'm asking, hey, did the previous owners have flood insurance?
Right.
That tells me two things. Is like, okay, it's definitely in a flood zone.
Right.
Was it required?
Right.
You know, there are so many things that I don't understand why I can't celebrate something that got so close and then didn't finish.
But buyers are so subjective, Ross, to be honest with you. I get what you're talking about here, but I've bought and sold a couple houses in my life, and I've been around. My wife has been a realtor, and her best friend's a realtor. We've been around. There are people who would rather buy a flooded house than if you told them, hey, look, a couple Satanists lived here, and they did some seance stuff and did some kooky stuff on the property, but they cleaned it all up. It's no fine. You can't see any signs of it. I mean, you could ask any. There are certain things that are just going to make people not buy a house. This is one that should be disclosed, though.
Texter said a couple bought a house next to him. They later found out the previous owner committed suicide. Wife left. She didn't want to live there anymore. That, if you find out, oh, your house had a flood, years earlier, it's probably not going to force you to move out.
Right.
It's probably going to force you to get flood insurance.
Right, exactly. But those things happen. That's what I'm saying. It's a subjective market. You never know why people would not want to live in something. I mean, I'll tell you this. While shopping for a house, we ran into a guy who's trying to sell his house, right? And he's dropped the price quite a bit, and it's a beautiful place, just not really where you want a house that looks like that. The surrounding area really doesn't support that particular house.
Right.
So it's not a good purchase because of what's around it. But the guy says, I got to sell this house because my new wife won't live in this house because I lived in this house for 20 years with my other wife who passed away. She passed away, and this woman won't live in the house. It wasn't like a divorce or a nasty anything.
No.
She just passed away. Not even in the house, but she lived there, and the woman says, I'm not moving into that house. You got to sell it before we get together and go anywhere. So that happens as well.
Sounds like it's not the house you should be getting rid of.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's do last call. Load them up, guys. Something fun, little callback from the program. Make us laugh. It's your turn to be the star. Do a show for us. Make us laugh. 5 lines open, 407-916-1041. Last call is next.
Got something to say?
Oh, my God. Don't look, you son of a bitch.
Call now. 407-916-1041. Last call. Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free hard scan.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Been on Central Florida, Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Snow Bergen here. Wednesday, partly to mostly sunny, 82. Small sprinkle chance, 84 Thursday, mostly sunny, 87 on Friday. 88 Saturday, partly cloudy. It's hot Sunday, we're around 90, 91. Maybe some showers and storms Monday with a big cold front, then it's going to turn sharply colder towards the middle of next week with highs in the 60s and 70s and lows in the 40s and 50s a week out from now.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit Flash Radio to find out more.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. I don't know if you've heard the ads that are playing around with me and Judy, the owner of Life Imaging FLA. It's so fun to sit with her and see the happiness it gets from her every time somebody comes in and gets a scan and finds out that they're either good or that they have an issue that they can tack way up front. That is one of those things. 71 people, that was a couple weeks back, probably more than that now, have had their life changed or saved, by the way, by Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan. If you have a family member you think could benefit from Life Imaging FLA, you got to get them over there. I did this for my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, and they love the results as well. They take that information right to their doctor. Their doctor builds that plan with them. This is what you got to do. ABC. Get out there and get that done. It'll increase your life chances every single day. That's what they're all about. No dyes. You don't take your clothes off. It only takes a few minutes. Don't wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is, though, a $699 value. And while you're there, you got to ask about their cancer screening as well. It could not be easier to make your appointment. Just simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That's it, guys. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic, because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Time to get you a new job. We've been talking about it a couple weeks here on Real Radio. It's the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, and it's happening tomorrow from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center. You know where that is, right on Princeton. And if you don't, just go to our website, fljobsnow.com, for all the information. You can connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida. Some will be offering on-the-spot interviews. We talked to one of the wardens from Coleman Prison. We talked to recruiters for OPD as well. But there's so much more. And you can actually see some of the companies that will be at tomorrow's job fair on the website, fljobsnow.com. Plan for your future and plan to be there. I'll see you starting at noon tomorrow until 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trendley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trendley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
So, Jim, I hear you're moving again. You know, there's 3 things you really ought to look at when you're looking for a new house. 1, is it prone to flooding? 2, is it prone to sinkhole? And has it ever had internet? Think about it.
I know, dude. I know. That's the first thing I ask people freak out. I'm like, how's the internet, man?
Yeah.
How's the Wi-Fi kid? I can't tell you why. I just need that Wi-Fi.
You got to understand.
Put it in my veins.
Fiber is spreading a little more and more. Now that it's an option in my neighborhood.
Yeah. We may have to change phone carriers out there too, which will be a nightmare. I've had AT&T for my entire life. I've never had it. Well, excuse me, that's incorrect. I had Nextel for about 6 months.
They became Sprint.
And they became Sprint, but I've only had AT&T. I've had the same phone number for like almost 40 years.
It's not a nightmare. You port your phone number. Your phone can stay the same, and you can go to a different network. You have the same phone. The only thing different is the little word on the top of your screen when it next to your signal.
Are you T-Mobile or Verizon?
I'm Verizon on my phone. My family is T-Mobile, and I love T-Mobile for all the perks and the stuff you get for streaming services. I'm getting the baseball package for free.
Is that what you have to have, T-Mobile?
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, Chris can get the MLB package for free.
That's $120.
Yeah, we got a bunch of streaming stuff for free, and then you get the T-Mobile Tuesdays. You go on the app and you find out, because I know Chris
Special deal. You get 10 cents off more a gallon of gas if you use that.
Shut up.
No, true
Yeah,
story.
seriously.
You get a discount on your Netflix, also 6 months of free Apple TV.
What am I doing?
I don't know. We've been asking you that for years.
Yeah, I've been asking me that for years.
Oh, wait. He just forgot that we had this conversation.
Did you, what do you have? Are you AT&T or are you?
I am T-Mobile.
You're T-Mobile?
Yeah.
You like the service?
I'm fine with the service.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
most places have internet. I don't think they have the best cell phone coverage. To me, I would give that title to Verizon, but you also pay a little bit more, at least in my experience with Verizon.
I think AT&T nationally has the best coverage, do they not? Like, were there... No?
That's not what I've heard.
I thought AT&T had the best national coverage, and Verizon or T-Mobile was like next to them. But yeah, I got to just kind of figure out exactly, where and what I've got to do and what I got to get and stuff. What do you use for the internet out there? Are you like Spectrum or?
No, we use T-Mobile.
You use T-Mobile even for your house?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so do you have T-Mobile home internet?
Yes.
So do I. $50. You get it. It's a wireless thing. You plug it in and you leave it near a window.
I'm the biggest.
And it's Wi-Fi throughout your house.
I am legit the biggest rube in this room by a million.
No, I mean T-Mobile.
You are. Agree.
For a while, their internet service was a little bumpy. But
I got you.
At first, when they were rolling it out and it was still in beta,
we love it.
Huh?
It's gotten better. They've improved it faster.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's not your thing.
What do you mean that's not my thing?
You don't have to do that. I mean, why are you on the hunt looking for those things?
Well, I mean, we run a lot of television and televisions all over the house.
No, I was talking about the prices.
Oh, no,
like the prices, like.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: it's the perks. I mean, like I'm paying for AT&T, and I'm getting none of the stuff they just said. Like I'm just getting AT&T, and that's it. Like I'm not getting any of the free Netflix or the discounts or any of that stuff.
But would you know if they offered it?
My wife would.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, 407.
She would.
916-1041. Text us 77031. We do have 4 lines open for last call if you want to grab one of those. 4 of them. Don't let Mike Larson be the only guy talking today. Please, God.
Or let him do it 5 times.
All right, let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah, this gives us an opportunity to share some of the stories that broke while we were on the air, so let's just jump in. The Scott Peterson murder case back in the national spotlight.
Yeah.
2 decades after he was convicted of murdering his wife and unborn son, the Los Angeles Innocence Project is asking a judge to allow them to use DNA evidence they claim could clear his name. Peterson was convicted in 2004 and given the death penalty, but in 2020, the California Supreme Court overturned that sentence, and the now 51-year-old is serving life without the possibility of parole. Also out west, the embattled head of the Uvalde Police Department in Texas is resigning.
Is he really?
Chief Daniel Rodriguez will leave the office in April. The city isn't saying why he's stepping down. Now, Rodriguez was on vacation in Phoenix when an armed gunman stormed the town's elementary school, killing 19 students and 2 teachers. A newly released investigation of the attack absolved his department of any blame in the botched law response.
Yeah, I bet.
And then finally, Oscar winner The Boy and the Heron is coming to Max.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, in the U.S. Hayao Miyazaki's film.
Good job.
Will join 22 other Studio Ghibli movies on the streamer as it extends its deal. A debut date has yet to be announced.
There you
go. The film won Best Animated Feature at this year's Academy Awards.
Very nice.
And you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Appreciate that very much. All right. Who do we have to thank today while you're still warming up those
we want to thank
pipes?
We want to thank Sergeant Marius Gideon, the recruiting supervisor for the Orlando Police Department, along with Corporal Casey Jeanette, who's also with the recruiting unit. See them tomorrow at the Florida Jobs Now job fair at the Orlando Science Center, along with Jack Bradshaw. Also want to thank the amazing Scott Brown with Edgewater Family Wealth. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Absolutely. Jack, we have a question of the day?
Yeah, how much caffeine do you consume daily? We gave you choices of a lot, some, very little, or none.
A lot.
No. Some was the winner with 43%. Then you have very little at 27%, then a lot at 20%, and only 10% say no caffeine.
And I have a supporting story for that. We'll get into it tomorrow. We got a little late today, but I'll explain why that was important. Stand up.
March 30th, Marion Theater, downtown Ocala. Tickets at rosscomedy.com.
Boom. Let's
Bang.
get to it. Big T, last call, quickly.
All right, Jimmy, so we got one more last blast of cold coming next week.
That's right.
And also, if you have not gotten your Just Okay tickets, it's this weekend. Get out there, get your tickets, and be there or be square.
That's right. Get those tickets. It's going to be a good-ass time. I saw C-Lane rehearsing today during the breaks, going over his songs and stuff. It was pretty cool. Steve, last call.
Yeah, if money is the root of all evil, why do they ask for it in church?
That's a good question, man.
Banana Foodie, last call.
Oh, humans, please let your meat rest. Nothing is more frustrating than watch somebody cook a beautiful steak that's perfectly seasoned and they cut into it and let all that beautiful myoglobin spill out all over the plate. Let your meat rest, people.
That's right. God bless you, buddy. 10 minutes at the very least, and that's all of it, by the way. Pork, beef, everything. Don't let people tell you it's just beef. Banana Foodie's a badass, by the way. Let's get to him. Take us home. Last call. Mike Larson.
This is Mike, the black mold of Last Call. Buzzer Larson here.
Never truer.
Yeah, I know, never truer. I thought breaking up with my Japanese girlfriend would be real easy. Everybody buckle up. Jimmy, you know why it wasn't?
I don't, Mike.
God,
because I had to drop the bomb twice. Quack job, that's with the buzzer!
No, he's
listening to himself.
Yeah.
Okay, 5, 4. It sucked. All right, let's get the hell out of here. All right, coming up tomorrow, we have Animal House.
yes, we do. We have the Lake County or Humane Society of Lake County coming out to
There
join
you go.
us.
Of course, our buddy Scott Maxwell. More opportunities for you to, win cool stuff from our Ross sauce jar. And, of course, your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with a corporate time. And our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Tuesday evening.
Bye.
Give me a freaking break.
A corporate time with Tom and Dan is coming up next